in the light. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, and today we are beginning our very new campaign with new Dungeon Master, new cast, new players, new everything. And it's called Into the Light, which is pretty damn interesting. I'm excited for it to happen and for everything to begin. And Will is our Dungeon Master for today, so I'll hand over to Will to get chatting. How's it going, Will?
Oh, I am very, very excited. Been sitting on this homebrew for a little while and happy to have it live here on Encounter Roleplay.
Absolutely. Well, I guess we should go around and learn about our players. Who are we and who are we playing? All that good stuff. Let's start below me with Hagosha. How's it going, Hagosha? You are muted. Drink.
Rip. Sorry, muted myself because of the dog. I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Today I'm going to be playing a Tabaxi Shadow Monk. His name, Shadow of the Rock, goes by either Shadow or Rock for short. He grew up on the light side of the planet, and decided because he's a black cat and is really hot that he wanted to go to the dark side, see how it was over there. Nice. And so he spent literally his entire life traveling over there. And then he got over there and spent several years, and then he's just like, man, it's I kind of miss my life, kind of miss my home. And so he wants to go back.
Buddy. All right. Cool. Yes, we do have me and Brandon, my twin, and of course Sarah and I are two Wills, so double the confusion. We try to make it as confusing as possible for you. What's up, Jen? How's it going, Zella? Steph Ball. Let's go over to Phil. How's it going, Phil?
It's going great. Thanks for having me on. I'm playing today Turtle, who is a businesswoman by trade, but grew up in sort of the on the streets of Rygal, the world we're in, and has come to know Finnegan, Will's character, quite well over the years, and gone into business with him.
Absolutely. We're the best.
Oh yeah,
the best around. But yes, we do have my twin Brandon back today. How's it going, Brandon?
Hey, good. Glad to be back. For some reason, people seem to like me, so I'm back for another show, which is exciting.
Yeah.
This is also the first time I've played in a realm other than Forgotten Realms, which is exciting in and of itself.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Taking that homebrew Virginia.
Dude, yeah, you're popping my cherry. I don't know if I told you, but this is a big deal.
All right.
I'm going to be playing Jandar, who is a human fighter, doing a fighter again, who was once a high-ranking officer in the City Watch before the darkness kind of descended, and then he kind of became corrupted by the other officials that were like doing things on the take and keeping evidence and stuff like that. So not quite as a goody two-shoe as I usually play. So this will be pretty fun.
Nice. And of course we have Tex back today. How's it going, Tex?
Going good.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear.
Okay. I'm doing well. So the maintenance guy just came in to replace the AC filter. So
we'll get him on. Get him to play some D&D.
No, not absent. I'm not dead. So I'm here playing, excited. I'm so excited. I've been sweating this up and talking this up a ton and having fun with all the character creation that's been going on. So
absolutely.
Really
so tell us about Stalker.
So Stalker is he's a shifter from the mountains north of the city that we're starting in called Rygal. And he's running away from his responsibilities per se, and he's a ranger, a spellless ranger, which is the UA additions. I guess you could say it was an example they gave, and I really like it. More martial class, and I feel like it fits his feral and primal personality perfectly.
Absolutely.
So.
Cool. As for myself, I will be playing Finnegan today. Finnegan is a gnome alchemist artificer. Again, Unearthed Arcana material. He runs this company along with Turtle. He's an entrepreneurial spirit, and nothing can really dampen Finnegan's day. He's a bit like the Samwise Gamgee of this world, I suppose. Very cheerful, very happy. Less potatoes and chips, basically. But yeah, he's a tinkerer of all sorts. So he's got plenty of items that he will trade and sell, and traveling is a good way to do that. So with our caravans of Finnegan and Turtle that travel around and sell some bits where they can. So Will, do you want to give us a bit of backstory as to the world that we're in today before we dive into some hooks and plugs and then the campaign itself? Just to tell us a little bit about the world today.
I would love to do that. So this world, this globe that we're currently inhabiting is called Thera. And the big mystery about Thera is that long ago, in fact, before any of you were born generations ago, Thera, scientifically speaking, stopped turning. And that is to say that half of the planet was cast in darkness and half of the planet is completely lit 24/7. When this first happened, that was called, in Rigel, the city you're in, that was called the longest night. That's sort of an old way to phrase it now because it's been the longest night for so long now. But you guys live on the darkened side of the planet. The other side is the lighted side. And Rigel, the illustrious empire that you are all citizens of or near, has found ruins that they think is going to shed some light on this situation. You see what I did there? Yeah. They have figured out a way for you to get to Aurum, which is Aurum is a storybook place. It's like Earth's Atlantis. People don't even know if it's real, what the implications of Aurum would even be. But everyone has agreed that in some capacity, whether it's knowledge or power or riches, Aurum is where Rigel needs to go next. And Thera is huge. It's way bigger than Earth, and they're going to send basically an army through, and they're doing it by portal, and this is a one-way portal, so everyone who travels now to Aurum is going to be there for the long haul, and so we'll get into some of the implications of that once we start up.
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. That sounds great. So before we dive into the adventure, meet the characters and go off on this lovely little quest, which I believe will only go well for the party and can never end in terrible death and doom and anything but great light. I'll remind you guys the ways that you can interact with the show today to help or hinder the party. The first of which being, if you haven't followed, go ahead and hit that follow button and join us. When we hit 20 followers today, you guys in chat get to decide anything which happens next in our campaign. It could be a good thing, you could throw us magical items and mounts, or you could decide to punish us and to give us monsters to fight or terrible diseases upon ourselves. Who knows? Also, if you haven't retweeted yet, I believe we're very close to 20 retweets already. I keep saying I'm going over there. What's up, Muse? When we hit 20 retweets, we'll have another viewer decision. And, of course, 2 new subscribers or patrons on the Patreon. And we will have some more shenanigans happening.
Oh, my God.
More
We're
viewer
actually
decisions.
at 21 retweets.
Fuck me, 21 retweets, and we have just started the show.
Okay,
Well, that's
your
great.
decision to decide what system this is going to be played on.
Right, yeah. Let's decide everyone's characters. No, we'll get a viewer decision going in just a few seconds, guys. But, of course, we'll have another one at 30 retweets. Looks like we'll get to that pretty quickly. Of course, you can donate to the game. You can give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and so much more. You can cheer for them as well if you've got a bunch of bits, triangles to throw at my face. But yeah, check out all that stuff.
Additionally, Will,
Yeah.
just, not to throw a wrench in your game here, but it's going to be my game. But also, I'd encourage people to stick around for the end because I do want to do a viewer decision at the end of the campaign where everybody watching gets to cast a vote as a new citizen of Aurum.
Wow. Cool. Stick around for the end, flat viewer decision bonus. And fuck you, Brandon, for the triangles. So let us dive into this dark light adventure and see what awaits us in the land of Aurum.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you able to pull out on this Farah image?
I can,
bit?
yeah.
Just a tiny bit.
There we go.
So yeah, like I said before, you guys are in the illustrious empire of Rygal. This is there's the city of Rygal in the country. Things are actually pretty okay here for being in darkness all the time. In Thera, there is a mineable resource called andrite. This allows for basically very low amounts of technology, including things like, even though it's always dark in Rygal, you have your streets lit. You can always see where you're going and that sort of thing. Because of the darkness and light on the other side, a lot of people have started taking up basically religious views on what implications this has. A lot of people feel like this is God's punishing. A lot of people feel like this is God's telling you what needs to happen. A lot of people are embracing the darkness. A lot of people are embracing the light. And some people are just don't care at all, like about gods and think that gods have long been dead in this world. And so people kind of worship paragons of gods, like people who exemplify what gods used to represent. So Rygal has constructed this portal in the market district of the city. It's massive. It's like an entire city block. And it's been constructed in cooperation with Dragos to the north. So Dragos is the part of the darkened planet that has the most andrite to mine. And so you all are moving through this portal today. It's been a long time coming. You have all, in some capacity, responded to this message that had been plastered all over the walls of Rygal for years and years. They had been planning to do this for hundreds of years, but they haven't figured out the best way. And so, yeah, the illustrious Empire Rygal is seeking all able-bodied citizens to settle the fabled ruins of Arum. Able no longer, brave citizens of Rygal have uncovered this location of Arum on Thera's lighted southern hemisphere. This is a one-way trip. If you wish to uncover the secrets of our world and usher in a new age of wealth and power for Rygal and all people, report immediately to the Rygal Recruitment Office in the Erden District. So you would have seen this notice coming up on maybe like 10 years ago, because once you reported to the Erden District, thus began a arduous interview process, political red tape, hemming and hawing about the best way to do this. And so you all, maybe you have your different reasons for going through the portal, but at some point you needed to convince Rygal why you were the man for the job. The dirty secret is that they're kind of letting anybody through. And the final tally is that about 200 people are going through this portal. And so as you stand here in the market district, you have this massive portal, and you can see on either side of the portal are these two red crystal spires that go all the way up to the top of the portal. And what's fascinating about these is that they are uncut andrite. This is the largest single piece of andrite you've seen, and they have two of them. And so it looks like this is what's going to be powering this trip through the portal. This has, your arrival in this market square has been the culmination of a huge day-long celebration. There's been parades, there's been all sorts of events, people celebrating, and now as you're standing in front of this portal, one of 200 people about to go through, you're starting to wonder if are these people celebrating, or are they just kind of assuming like you're dead? Like, it's like, oh, yep, these guys are, they're signing their life away. We might as well give them a send-off. So the mood's a little weird, to say the least. I would like for each of you, as you stand, just massively crowded. This is a huge city. Everybody's gathered here, so there's tons of people. I would like for each of you to describe maybe where you are at this point in the market square and how you're feeling about this. And bonus, since you're about to go to the lighted side of the world, I'd like to hear about your sun attire, because this is not normal heat. This is permanent, radiant, searing sun, and so you need proper covering.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So yeah, so I want to hear your summer outfit for the event. Yeah, anybody who wants to jump in with what their character may be up to.
Sure. So, like I said, Jandar would have been like kind of a higher ranking member of the city guard, who became sort of corrupted, as darkness fell and kind of got a little dreary in the ranks. So he'd probably be kind of close to the portal. In terms of looks, he's probably pretty average height. Got like, his face is like, I'm just going to describe it as John Wick without the beard.
Okay.
So Keanu Reeves.
But
Neo.
without that facial hair they give him, but that.
So yeah, Neo.
Yeah, basically. He wields a pretty large halberd is his weapon of choice. I went halberd because I've never played with one. He wears kind of like, not like full chain or scale mail, but kind of like a chain shirt, so it's kind of lighter and a little breezier for combat. I imagine I'd probably be keeping my eyes on people like Shadow, because he's been a troublemaker in the dark, and I got to keep an eye on him.
Do you know any of these other players?
Please.
We never expressly discussed it, but I'm thinking, given that I was like kind of like a lawman / dirty cop looking to do things on the side and get money where it can be had.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably be familiar with most of them, whether it's Turtle's business or shadowy dealings.
Business.
Or that one stalker guy that changes his appearance sometimes, if I'm interpreting him correctly. And so I guess to also justify why Jandar would want to go through the portal, it would kind of be just because like things are kind of slowing down. We're running out of opportunities in the dark, and this seems like a good opportunity to become like the top lawman in this new area of Orem, where I can continue to do corrupt business and maintain order as I would fit to call it order.
Excellent. Right.
So I'm posted up at the portal, watching things go down. I'm not partaking in this nonsense. But he does drink from his water skin a lot.
Okay, and so as a city guard, you just kind of go in the standard issue poncho that everybody's getting for this. You get some goggles, get some sun cover.
Oh, nice. We got some goggles around here. All right, cool. So that's kind of a brief Jandar. So I will pass it to another lovely character.
I'll go.
I'll go ahead.
I'll go, Gosh.
So definitely Shadow would be just kind of hiding in some shadows, kind of keeping his presence relatively unknown for the time being. Is he staying in himself? But yeah, he'll just kind of stay relatively hidden for the time being until it's time to go through the portal. He does like to avoid the attention most of the time. But as far as what he's wearing, he's going to be wearing kind of his usual gear. It's a lighter, more flowy kind of outfit. It is black, but it's very, very loose fitting, allows for easy movement, and kind of keeps the cloth from being right on his skin. He kind of knows what he's getting into going into the light side. So
yeah, and so so we should reestablish that the Tabaxi actually live on the lighted side on this day. That's somewhere that they thrive, and it's not quite like it used to be. Like you guys can't just stay out in the shadow in the light for as long as you want, but you're able to sustain it a little bit more than people who have been living on the darkened side know how to do. And also, just to be clear, the Tabaxi settlement is on the lighted side where the ruins are, but not really anywhere close to the ruins.
Yeah.
And in fact, most people aren't even aware where these ruins exist. So, and it looks like Stalker is ready to go.
Looks like Brandon's got his GIMP mask out and text the police want to know why you have that. Oh, man.
This is the Shadow. Stalker would usually like wearing leather armor, so I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe he shaves himself since he's hairy. I don't.
Wait.
All over?
I think hair would be better against sun protection. I mean, you'll sweat, but it protects you from the.
He's gone Brazilian.
You're ready for this to be a vacation? Like, you just want to like get you're just bringing oil and a beach towel.
You got a fake tan ready.
He'd probably like taking off like extra pieces of leather and stuff. But my guess is he would probably try to grab cloth that he could use to wrap up his face,
Yep.
or his feet and his hands. Since he doesn't wear shoes, he's probably going to want to put some kind of cloth on his feet once he reaches the hot sands or the hot climate. So he doesn't hurt his feet per se.
Yep.
But he's not going to do much. And he doesn't really have that much to like, not much money, not much. I mean, they're like going to the city, so get some mud and leaves maybe. And
yeah, and why is it that Stalker is going through the portal?
So the reason Stalker's going through the portal is Stalker doesn't really want to go through the portal. He sees it as an opportunity because he in his clan it's like a big deal to like grow up and do something big for the clan, go for a big well, not adventure, but like something big that helps out the clan where you create your own clan.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to grow up and move out.
Yeah.
And Stalker doesn't mind what he's doing right now. He's the hunter gatherer. He's kind of like the scout and protector of the clan, and goes on random missions to protect people throughout the mountains. Big food provider and trader of sorts with furs. So for him, what happened was in Dragos, that's how you say it? Yeah.
Yeah, Dragos, yeah.
Dragos. So, which is where he's from, is those mountains, is where, like William said, is where these mines are, where they mine it, and that's where he lives. And so he was near the mine one day, and they were attacked by some ravenous beasts, and he jumped in and saved the day. And from it, he got a trophy of a horn that he carries around. He made it like a musical horn, which, like Vikings have they have a goat horn, I think is what it's referred to as. It's very mournful sounding, and so that's what I imagine he would have. So when he plays it, it's soothing for him, but very eerie for everyone else. And so he's been asked by the company that runs the mines and by the city, as of good faith, to journey with the party as the savior of the mines.
Uh-huh.
And protect them as a publicity stunt of sorts to go into the portal. And he was hoping he could keep that on the down low, but it didn't work. And so word got out, and he's running away from everyone trying to make him a leader now.
Right. So in reality, going through the portal will allow you to sort of drop this title and the responsibilities burdened with it, and let you kind of do your own thing.
Yep.
Very cool.
Cool.
And the hunting that may be on the other side.
Right.
Phil, do you want to go?
Yeah, I was thinking Turtle's trying to avoid most of the attention, but also trying to stay surrounded by people so that she's not noticed by the town guard and people who might be looking for her. Doing inventory, checking off all the equipment and supplies we're bringing, and maybe trying to keep Finnegan in line. She's going largely because it's a business opportunity for Finnegan, and it's been a lifelong commitment to support this business, but also because there are a number of debts which may have come due from early on in her career, and being on the other side of the planet is conducive to escaping such debts.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I'd like to talk about, so you're playing a wizard, correct?
Yes, may I roll my portents?
Yes, please do.
Thank you.
And so magic in this world is very Oh, that's a good start. Magic in this world is very politically charged. Every time somebody does magic, somebody's watching you do it
Yes.
and reading into how you're doing it and why you're doing it. So not only is magic a very big political thing, but it's also people who use magic that is light and dark. And I'm talking like real basic here. Like if you cast the light cantrip, well, you must revere light gods, and like you obviously you know. And so people just very easily read into superficial things about magic. Politically speaking, there is actually an entire Magi Council going through this portal, and in the government of Rygal, they cast almost no spells. All they do all day is study magic. Like it's like, well, I think we could do this, and I think we could do that, and so yeah, magic is kind of a big deal here, and how you wield it. So
Turtle has tried to avoid the religiously motivated magics, but and has been tried to be very subtle when casting, only using it to, manipulate numbers or people, like signing a contract, and then after they've signed, they can't really do much about it, even if in that way, she's made some long-term enemies.
Sure, great,
Yeah.
Good to know.
Nice. So for myself, Finnegan is of course being a gnome, very short, but he's probably got his wagon of supplies with him almost all times. He wears these big shades. Probably has a bit of a big wide-brimmed hat in order to sort of protect himself from the heat of the sun. And he's, I guess, why is he going through the portal? It's probably mostly for trade along with Turtle. It's possible that Finnegan has a few enemies over here and he'd quite like to get out. A couple of debts that need to be paid that, will be cleared.
You're not going to confirm or deny.
Yeah, he's maybe a little bit on the outlaw side of things, I guess. But definitely looking for trade and a fresh start with Aurum. So, that's myself. Also wanted to thank November Rain and Bob Loblaw's Law Blog for following. Welcome, dear my friends, you're gentlemen and scholars. Yeah, Finnegan definitely pops a scholar. Yeah. Much like myself in real life. Yeah, fuck you, Brendan.
Get an update on that? Yeah, still fuck Brandon.
Let's just check it out.
Yeah, Turtle. Also, Turtle, can we get some of your summer wear?
Yeah, so light cloth, long sleeves to protect from the sun. Whatever goggles are available, you should definitely pick up to obscure the face more than protect from the sun. And yeah, besides that, just a plain robe.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, Rygal is a dead scene. This place is lame. So we're all but ready to head through the portal. Before we do that, though, I did want to give you guys a chance. This isn't like a trap or anything. Just as you look around at the cast of people going through, you sort of, all of you more or less know the big names of who is going through the portal. Whether or not you know them personally is a different story, but this has been a long time coming. A lot of these people are in the political system, so they're sort of public figures. And so I just wanted to give you, I'm going to change the scene over to, these are some of the big players that are currently standing with you at the portal. And I wanted to give you guys a chance before you head through. Is there anybody you want to talk to, kind of drum up a relationship with, ask some questions?
I would be curious, because we haven't explicitly talked about it a lot, how my relationship with Kirio would be. Like, is he kind of like a do-gooder, or is he like on the take?
Yes, so Kirio is actually a woman, and you would not be able to
My
tell
bad.
this. Yeah, well, you would not even be able to tell this if she had not had her helmet off, because she stands about 6 feet tall. Her armor, plate armor, makes her just a wall of metal, and she's sort of fabled in the command of Rygal for being. Everybody knows that Kiriel is leading this, more or less leading this expedition, because the military and Rygal wants to get rid of her. In fact, she's almost too much of a do-gooder. Like, she follows the law to a T, even when it means like embarrassing some politicians. And yeah.
So I would be one of the officers that we don't have a great relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I would definitely not want to be. We would not walk like arm in arm.
Yeah.
This is probably why me and Jandar are friends.
Yeah.
And why I'm avoiding Ophelia as well as Kiriel.
Ophelia,
I'm more of a law breaker myself.
Yeah, so it is kind of understood that since you guys are going into a wild, completely new land where you have no idea what's awaiting you there, that everybody is going to begin sort of autonomously, with the exception that Kiriel, being in charge of the military, sort of has the final say on everything. And the role of Ophelia and her lawmakers, she's got, I would roughly say that each one of these leaders has about 10 or 20 people behind them, working for them. And the lawmakers, their job of going through is to essentially uphold the law of Rygal, but they want it to be malleable. They want to make sure that the laws that are in Rygal make sense in the new location that you get to. So they're going to be very open-minded and sort of listen to a lot of forums in terms of what people feel is best. So
cool. What can you tell us about the Magus Camus?
Yes. So he is sort of the leader of the Magi that are going through. There's going to be about 30 in total, and he is probably. It's easy for you to pick out the snootiest looking one of the bunch would definitely be Camus. He is sort of not only is he here like on display, like doing like princess waves to people, but he's surrounding himself with his fellow Magi, and it's probably very easy for any of you to know that for being a mage, nobody's ever seen this guy cast a spell in his life. He loves books. He loves talking about magic, and he loves talking about all of the evils that magic can bring upon people, and especially people who are not prepared to use magic. So,
Gotcha. But he would be assumed to be like part of the council of people that like research magic and things like that.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, and so he's sort of among the people. Another just sort of broad note about this group of people is that all of these characters are kind of second in command people. They're not the cream of the crop. They're good enough to go through the portal, but no one's going to cry if they die.
Okay.
So that's sort of who these people are.
So Kiriel for me would almost probably be like that she made it higher than I might think she should have been, and was like kind of going against like the grain of what most of the other corrupt officers were wanting, and she had just already secured that place
Easily. Yeah.
I think that's good for me.
All right. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, I think maybe me and Larissa have some. Maybe Turtle and Larissa might know each other a little bit, seeing as she's an artist, might have sold some of her wares in the past, so maybe we have a working relationship. So I'll hang out with her for a bit, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Larissa and her group, they are going through, essentially they're kind of working in tandem with the archivists. They are going to be telling tales of things that happen. Painting. Artist is a very broad term. They're all bards. They all paint. They all perform, and they're there for morale as well. And so, yeah, absolutely, Finnegan. You and Larissa are in a lot of the same social circles, and
Sure.
love trading insults lovingly to each other. That's a favorite thing of hers to do.
Yeah,
So.
we got this kind of like, we got this thing of like, we kind of flirt, but we kind of hate each other. You're not sure.
Yes. Yeah.
I like it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can you describe the doctor and if he's actually? Does he mean the doctor? Doctor? Yes.
Yes. So Sergor, Dr. Sergor is the leader of the medical team, and this guy is and again, I'm not making you guys roll these things because these are public figures. You guys have heard these things about them. You might find them to be true or untrue later on, but this is just general opinion of these people. Dr. Sergor is a bit of a butcher. He loves anatomy. He's not there to do no harm. He's there to like find out what makes people tick. So this has made him very popular in sort of grisly situations where other people sort of lose their stomach. Sergor is all about it, and so he is in that way, you might guess, he's pretty oblivious to etiquette. In fact, like even right now, he would probably just be staring off at like one of the beasts of burden. Like you guys have two giant elephants that are going to be hauling all of your supplies through, and he's just kind of, yes. So that's Sergor pretty much all day.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta say to Turtle because we know one another. When's this thing gonna get itself on the road? He's like he's got like a big cigar smoking as well.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I say, just keep your head down. It'll be moving along soon enough.
Well, I've been waiting 10 years for this, boy. Girl.
Boy, girl.
Boy, girl, I don't care. I don't know what you are.
Alright, you're gonna be a cowboy, I'm gonna be like Foghorn Leghorn.
Deal.
I say, I am itching like a hound dog to get on the road, I tell you.
Boy. So this has been this, and I will say another thing for you guys to be doing if you want is that this has just been a huge festival. This is going to be like a holiday from here on out, including you guys have like free drinks, like people are like shoving food in your hands, they're shoving meat in your hands, ales and wines, and again, you can't really tell if they're revering you as like conquering heroes or already dead. But you just know that people in Rygal love a good party, so that's
Gotcha.
like why most of these
People are coming up to get autographs from me, and I'm just like scratching their paper with my claws. Like.
Excellent. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I would reject any drinks that only stick to my water skin. I love my water skin.
Good. Okay, good to know. Yeah, stick around for this this series to find out what's actually in the water skin.
The character sheet definitely won't tell you.
Yeah. So
Ferments itself while it sits there.
yeah. It's above. It's very noisy in the cityscape, but finally there is just a massive low rumble as runes all around the edge of the portal begin to light up. And as these runes light up on the portal, you see the andrite start to glow from bottom to top. And this creates like a moment of silence as the army gets in formation. You're part of the army, gets in formation to go through the portal. And everybody is just in awe of what they are now seeing. This portal like is actually functioning. Some people are like, oh, they can actually turn it on. That's kind of cool. So then that silence erupts into cheers as at the top of the portal, the andrite columns, the first little bit of each column shatters. Like pieces of the andrite shatter and flake off into the city. And nobody seems bothered by this. But now you're starting to realize why this is a one-way trip. Because this resource that you're using to get through this portal, it's going to be spent after this. And it took years and years and years to even find Andrite this big and, able to power this much of the portal. So, the Andrite, kind of almost like an hourglass, just starts to sort of trickle down. And we've already dealt with all the goodbyes and everything like that. So this is the time. It's time to head through the portal. And so the elephants get whipped into motion. That takes them sort of a while to lurch as they each are carrying 2 huge pallets full of crates, and you all begin to push through the portal. Unless we have any last thoughts or ideas.
I guess
That
this
works
is it.
well for me. Also, very the maps for following: a gentleman and a scholar. Ooh, maps.
Oh yeah, we're gonna map it. You guys shouldn't be able to see anything right now, right?
I see an elephant.
Just some fingers. As much tokens.
Oh yeah, elephants are good. That's fine.
Elephants are good. I agree.
So, as a last thought and kind of as a ceremonial thing, I have 1 dagger and I have continual flame cast on it. I'm going to extinguish that, as I will no longer need that.
Excellent.
away.
Very nice. Yeah. So if you guys would, this is the formation that you ended through the portal in. If you guys would grab your characters and sort of sort yourself amongst the army where you think you would be, that would be fine. Hopefully everybody should be able to move their character. Yeah.
There we go.
Shadow in the back.
I got my eye on you.
I want to put a little green thingy next to our names just to show that we're a player.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea.
Actually, would I have any relations with the Tanner?
Stalker. Yeah, absolutely. If that's something you want to pursue. So Linnell is. Yeah, she's an elf. That is. She's sort of an apprentice to the master Tanner in Rygal, and she's very friendly. She kind of has that elf haughtiness to her, but once you get to know her, she's quite friendly. Yeah, absolutely. Linnell is someone you can know.
Can you resize my new token thing?
Okay, gotcha. So you're replacing.
Sorry.
No problem.
I kind of like being out in the back though, away from everyone.
Yeah, perfectly reasonable. Okay, so get yourself situated, and kind of did that resizing on the fly.
If each of us put a little green mark like these 2 next to our name, next to our sheet, just so we show which ones are player characters. There you go. Beautiful.
I think that's everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so you step through the portal. I feel like for Turtle and maybe even Finnegan a little bit as an alchemist. I'm not sure how attuned to the arcane you are. This hits you a little more than it does an average person. In fact, all the magi in their very wizardly robes are kind of hunched over at this point, like they look like they might be about to throw up. And it is massively bright, exactly like everybody was explaining, but you could not have even imagined as you step out into this desert waste. It is full of rocky terrain. There are spires up all around you. I should mention, you guys were prepped on this, that the portal was set to land just outside the ruins of Arum because they didn't want to cause any complications with the portal perhaps negatively affecting Arum in some way. So it was understood that you guys would be a number of miles away from Arum when you first arrived. So there's rocky spires up all around you, and as this blinding, kind of almost deafening sunlight beats down on you, first time you've seen sunlight in years, except for Shadow, who it's been a very long time since you've seen sunlight. The first thing to kind of break the silence of the desert wind is a piercing dwarven scream. Smith Orsock, you all recognize the blacksmith, the dwarf Orsock. He was bragging the entire time before the portal. He has gone through without a shirt on and just a smith's apron, and tells everybody that his forges are so hot, he doesn't care how bright the sun is. It's not going to matter. He is now reeling on the floor, screaming as he reaches inside of his pack for a leather, some kind of leather cover, and throws a tarp over himself as you see him get burned by the sun. And he is now on the ground, and he feels better now, but he's almost immediately seared by the sun. So let that be a warning.
I feel better now, guys.
Yeah. I guess that's pretty hot.
Well, that just shows you.
Any initial reactions to arriving before we jump into things here?
This standard issue stuff is garbage. This Rygal issue, terrible. I'm sweating up a storm over here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're all very uncomfortable.
Well, it's about time we got here.
I would probably just do a perception check around, make sure everything's good.
Yeah, well, let's hold on for a second, because I kind of imagine as Finnegan, I kind of see Finnegan sort of like strutting his stuff, like just like relighting the cigar, getting ready to start. You know, it's like, all right, where are the riches? And the cigar potentially falls out of your hand as the ground beneath you starts to quake massively. There's a huge earthquake happening. As you look around, the beasts of burden start to get alarmed. Everyone looks to each other like, unlike like the andrite crystals cracking and like feeling kind of sick when you get through. Nobody understands what's happening. Nobody was expecting this earthquake, and as you're looking around, it's like, what is going on? And it's not long before the ground that you're standing on actually reveals itself. A large head pokes up in front of you, and your characters slowly come to the realization that you're actually on the back of a large tortoise-like creature. And spires of rock. The spires of rock are actually its jagged points on its shell. And not only has the portal landed you on top of this tortoise, he seems very upset by the magic disruption that has now put a small army on his back. So the ground quaking was just him waking up, and then he lets out a bellow. So if I could have everybody make Constitution checks.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, shout out to Beast of Umber. Constitution.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Fucking hell, guys.
That's 2 of those for Phil so far.
Fuck, why?
Classic
Not
Will
fair, guys. Not fair.
Oh no. This is not good.
Yeah, so so there's a lot of chaos in the ranks. Everybody starts to fall over. People get kind of bowled over. All of you guys are good except for Finnegan. Like Finnegan, buddy, that cigar's gone, man. That's the first of many, I'm afraid.
Shit.
Yeah, as this massive bellow just rings out, and perhaps the bellow rings out into the desert and gives you kind of the scope. As you look around, there's just nothing on all sides. And in fact, you weren't in a rocky desert. You were standing on top of a rocky tortoise that is in the desert, because outside of the tortoise, you're all on, it's just a sea of sand ahead of you. And after the tortoise growls, it puts a foot forward, and lumbering feet begin to carry you as it seems like simultaneously slow and fast at the same time, as this beast seems kind of enraged, but it's also so big it's hard to get a scale of how fast you're moving. Commander Curiel leaps to action. She turns to seems like kind of her squires, does a silent fingers forward, and they come out with a box knowing exactly what she's talking about. They pull out a massive compass and set it down on the turtle's back for Curiel to look at. She looks up to the army and sort of says out loud, "It's headed right towards the ruins. We need to stop it." And so that's what you guys can try to do now.
Okay.
I say, it seems as if it's going to get us there faster. Why would you seek to stop this more effective means of transportation?
We have all the time in the world. My concern is that it will trample right over the ruins.
No, you are taking action far too soon, I say. You
Them
should wait
ruins
until we get closer.
Them ruins is where all that money at. I ain't gonna let this son bitch trample all over my treasure. We're on a range on this thing.
Can we see the ruins at all yet, or is it still just like nothing? Okay.
Nope, yeah, still nothing.
Okay. I would say we should let it get us a bit closer before we take any action to stop this tortoise.
Check my animal handling score.
I mean, maybe it's like a DC 5. Like,
Right.
hey, the tortoise speaks common, actually.
Super chill.
Oh man.
Oh hell. Would I know of any large tortoises from the other side of the planet that may be related to this, from the mountains at all or anything?
Yeah, so you can make me a nature check. Okay, 16. Stalker, being from Dragos, which is notably a more wild land than Rigel, you know that a landscape like that tends to allow for more wild beasts to flourish. The thing that strikes you as interesting about this tortoise is that you think this is specifically a product of the situation of this side of the planet being blighted. Under this sun, something about the terrain, you can't quite put your finger on it, but you're not going to find like 10 more of these tortoises. This seems like some sort of rare beast to you, but you can't quite put your finger on what.
Like a Mirelurk queen, but a turtle.
Yeah.
Also, figure the NNG9 for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar.
So kind of just like trucking along.
Yes. So it is moving. It is moving forward south. You're heading south right now, which you do know. Kiriel is already confirmed, but you all know that you were supposed to be landing north of the ruins. So you should be heading south towards them right now, and the tortoise is cracking along.
We gotta turn this thing so it doesn't trample on the whole ruins. We can still let it take us there. We just don't want it to fuck the whole thing up once we get there. I mean,
Now, little man, why don't you let the grown-ups keep talking and we'll get this figured out right in a jiff. You go back to minding your own business.
Oh, is that so?
That's absolutely so. You know better than to disrespect me in public like this. And I'll just
We're not on Rygal anymore.
Turn my back to Finnegan. And
You ain't
So
on
as
Rygal no more, boy.
As you turn your back to Finnegan, you go face to face with Commander Kiriel, and she's just like death staring you, and she's like, I don't think either of you have the group's best interest in mind, but I can't disagree that changing the course of this tortoise might be the best action.
now you listen here. We can't even see these ruins yet. You are acting quite prematurely, if I do say so myself. We should at least wait.
You know
until
all
we
about that, wouldn't you, Jandar?
I was trying to backhand.
Mage hand slap that. Just
Now don't make me sick my constituents on you now there, little man.
I don't see no constituents here.
Well, that's the idea. They'll strike from the shadow.
He says it like that. Shadow.
I would like to predict, actually, and get up close to this turtle. Oh, Philip, you're muted.
Yeah, you're muted there. So.
Forgive me. I was asking, do we have the equipment to make a ramp that we could get off without breaking everything?
Yeah, that's feasible. Well, okay, so no, you're confident that knowing the supplies that you have, that you could get people off pretty safely, although it would take a while. You're not so sure about the beasts or the crates that they're carrying. You're not sure how that would work out. because you guys have things like ramps and construction equipment, but it wasn't in specifically in mind of a giant beast that you're on the back of. Stalker, I actually missed what you said you wanted to do.
I wanted to shift and try to heighten my senses so I can get a feeling for this turtle more and get like up close to his head.
Okay.
And just try to get an idea of like what he's thinking or what I just get a better feel for this turtle since it's a new thing for me.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and by the way, this is to scale. So if you guys want to measure anything in terms of casting or shooting, this is a scale map. Stalker, yeah. So you're as you go up this shell, you actually do checking the stats. You do a little bit of climbing. As it sort of has a ridge above its head, kind of like the Krogans from Mass Effect. Like his head's pretty covered in terms of being able to see it. But you do feel like in your stalker. In your shifting senses, you do feel a little bit closer to what the beast might be thinking. If you want to make a nature check with advantage, you can check that out.
All right.
Also, Ishmael wants to give Wild Magic Surge to Tex here, so it's a D10,000.
Excellent.
I feel like every time I play, I should just roll beforehand, just to make sure.
Probably would be an idea, actually, wouldn't it? There we go. Let's know what you roll, and we can look it up here for you, my friend.
32.
35, 52. Well. 35, 52.
I was born in the South.
Well, it's 45, 52. Spending too much time in Georgia, I said. 52 reads, Telecaster, everyone looks and sounds exactly like him.
So, for Stalker,
This is the world.
this desert heat is getting
some
to you
kind of hell.
way this desert heat is like getting to you way faster than you thought.
I imagine like Jack Sparrow when he's like in that desert.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Like over and over again. That's exactly what's happening to me right now.
Just pure hallucination.
I like
And
the
so it
idea.
might-
I like the idea that it's always been like that for him, so he doesn't realize that anyone else thinks that everyone in the world looks like him.
Yeah. I don't see race in that way.
There's one big
yeah.
turtley you on the.
I'm home.
So, Stalker, it might be difficult for you to convey what you learn from kind of, sort of long distance communing with this turtle. Is that you don't know what it's like in its resting state, but something about that portal has set this thing off. Like he is rampaging. You don't feel like he's like just trying to scratch an itch or anything like that. He seems mad. And in fact, as you guys get like half a minute, you're becoming aware of not just movement as it's running, but also it specifically seems like it's trying to vault all of you off of its back. Like it's aware.
May I cast message and try and communicate with it, see if it understands either common or dwarvish? I don't know why it would speak dwarvish, but
Dwarves living in.
Hello there, laddie! Get off me back! Peter J. Schuler for following her. Gentleman and a scholar.
Yeah.
It's worth a try, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'd love for you to give that a shot. And that's a guaranteed, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely 100%. Yeah, it's a turtle dwarf.
Yeah, I think message lands regardless, and it's just a matter of if it understands it.
yeah, it hears a voice in its head, and it's whether or not it understands. It can reply as well in a whisper that only I can hear.
Oh, awesome. You do not get that reply. And in fact, not only do you not get that reply, but as soon as you do it, like little kids in grade school, like about half of the magi just like whip around and look at you, and they're all like staring daggers at you, and they're like, "Oh, you cast a spell." They don't do anything, but they're glaring at you now. They're like, what is wrong with this lady? What is happening?
We have hit 30 retweets as well. Well, if you want to bring in a viewer decision at this point, could be a good time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, let's do a viewer decision. I would like. Do we want to come up with some sort of like roadblock along the way? Because now it's a desert, and roadblock is very vague. It could be anything, anything that you encounter as you guys are basically on this tortoise cruise ship at this point. You're chugging through the desert. What's something that they might run into?
All right. What do they run into along the way on the backless giant turtle? Underneath that line in chat, guys, throw out your ideas. We put it into a straw poll. The most popular decision will happen. And of course, if you haven't followed yet, go ahead, hit that follow button, and join us for more of your decisions.
And as we start to collect that, I am going to go through and I'm going to enact what some of the NPCs are planning to do about this. I'm actually going to be using the Unearthed Arcana, the updated mass combat rules.
Remember those, Phil?
Get a hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Commander Kiriel is essentially, she's sort of whipping up her soldiers into a frenzy, like getting them to kind of get around all of the supplies and make sure that they aren't going anywhere. She's not sure, but the first thing she wants to try is just like stabbing into the shell. Like she's ordering all of her soldiers to attack the turtle from the top down, the tortoise, and just wants to see what happens. She's a very she's a very shoot first and ask questions later kind of lady. Yep.
I don't like this.
I'm sorry.
Can I interrupt her? Like this is our personality clash coming to realization, I think. So I'd like to interrupt and like with my halberd get involved in all that.
Okay.
Try to like I don't want to like
all
attack
up in that.
per se. I want to all up in that ass. And,
Wow.
Like just kind of like try to stop.
Not on stream.
So Kiriel is very now you're starting to remember sort of some of the stories you've heard about Commander Kiriel, and you're realizing as you see her act that this armor is not ornamental, it's not for show, and also you get the feeling that the reason she's the only one wearing so much armor is because she's the only one strong enough to actually wield it. She moves surprisingly fast, and in fact, her greatsword she halves up into one hand and like just grabs this two-handed sword in one hand and lifts it up into the air, and all of the soldiers, the 70 soldiers with their long swords, are standing ready at her command. So you can throw, kind of do like a dexterity check or maybe perhaps an athletics to sort of stop the command of sword going down.
Pretty yucky buggy for following as well.
Yeah, we'll try athletics.
I believe.
It's a 25.
Oh my goodness.
It's impressive.
Oh. Okay. So basically, it's there's all these soldiers are waiting on her, and it's just pure chaos. Like everybody's screaming. There's a few civilians here. Like people are like sort of falling and rolling around on this tortoise. Like, what are you doing? But you have successfully diverted the attack in the sense that halberd goes up underneath the greatsword. She glares at you, or like it's the kind of thing where she has a helmet on, but you can feel her glare anyway. And so she just like looks at you, and you have effectively, for this round of combat, you have waylaid her plans because the whole army is in disarray at this point.
I'm done telling you, Kirill. We ain't killing this turtle just yet.
So okay, that's Kirill. The Magus Camus and his fellow Magi, they all sort of move off onto one side of the turtle, and they all sit down and start meditating.
Chill.
Yeah.
They're not casting or anything, right?
No, they're not. You can't. It's pretty clear that they're not casting any spells right now.
Of course. They don't do that.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna shake my head by all of this, and since this is like kind of like a mountain on its back, and that's my favorite terrain.
Oh, absolutely! Hell yeah, dude.
Yes.
Can I like climb over and try to do like a animal handling, like right between his eyes?
Oh my gosh.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I love it. This is unlike anything you've ever seen before. So if you're going to roll animal handling, I'd like to see it at disadvantage.
But I have advantage since I'm in shifted mode.
Okay,
So it's
let's
negated.
cancel it. Just do a straight roll.
And he rolls a 20 on it because this is definitely the time.
Divination, boys.
Feels amazing, man.
That divination. And
Yeah. Now is the time.
Now is the hour.
Yeah. So Turtle, you kind of see Stalker getting in over his head. Like, just, it's like, what is he doing? And so Stalker goes up and is like going for that last step where he's like teetering, and you just throw him a little backspin. And Stalker, tell me what happens. How do you want to handle this animal?
I would like to, I guess, one of those. I'm not a spell ranger, but somehow because of how I've been a hunter and in the mountains, like I still have some form of a respect for nature. So I'd like to get kind of get his attention, like have him distracted from his rage and pay attention to me. And even if it's just one eye, like wall-eyed, looking at me because he's so big,
Yeah.
get in front of him so he can at least see me and focus on me, and just kind of like give him a calming overall presence and like a primal connection of sorts.
Awesome.
Calm him down from his rage.
Cool. All right. Very cool. Yeah. So as you're kind of seeing it as like you're like on the edge of the mountain, sort of like over the edge of its shell, and trying to do like the look at me, but like one of its eyes is like your entire
Look at
body.
It's like a never-ending story, basically.
Yes.
Aim to get the
Yeah.
Yeah, just staring into this this black well of this tortoise's eye. First of all, you notice something. You've never seen a creature quite like this, but you can definitely see the telltale signs of aging in this tortoise's face. This tortoise is very, very old, ancient, and elderly, you would almost say. And you don't seem to get it calm, per se, but it definitely seems to be diverting its course. It seems to be slowing, and it seems to be not necessarily doing just like the straightforward barrage that it was doing before. It seems to be a little more amenable to parlaying with you, I guess. So, yeah, nice, well done. I like the divination, and that's good.
Combo, thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so yeah, so as the turtle shifts, like does the course change. Everybody like rocks on their feet. It's not so bad that we're gonna do like checks, but
I was hoping to see crates shift. Like,
I'm sorry.
I was really hoping to see like some crate shift or like people like do one of those. What the?
Oh, it's happening. Yeah, it's definitely happening. We're not going to do a check for it just yet, but just be aware this is not a smooth ride whatsoever. And it's that weird sensation where it's this giant beast, and there's that like countable seconds of the foot going in the air and like the silence before it goes boom, and then another. So it's all very very bumpy, and it sort of seems to be changing its pace all the time, so you can't tell when the hits are coming. So the quartermaster, Roscoe, the smith, the tanner, and the artist are all going to run over to the crates, and they're going to attempt to steady them. And the smith, as he watches Stalker up at the head of the beast, he's like, he's calling out, and it sort of seems like he's calling out Curiel, but he's just sort of exclaiming, "It's changing course! It's changing course!" And so he's just going to try and like go up, and they're going to try and kind of calm the elephants down a little bit. They're going to try and make sure the crates aren't doing anything bad. And the lawmaker and the archivist are going to go over to Jandar, and lawmaker Ophelia, she's going to put a firm hand on your shoulder and say, I think it's time you let the commander do her work. And she's going to make an athletics check.
Because now I'm realizing I probably should have asked before. Was her role quite literally like a member of the court, like a lawmaker?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Realizing that's really super relevant now. Do you want me to reroll, or do I win?
This is, I mean,
Wow.
if you can do better than a 2. And that's not Commander Curiel. Dang it. I need to stop doing
I
characters.
was going to be like a 0. I thought she was strong.
Yeah, just that wasn't. Yeah, so that's lawmaker Ophelia. So just explain to me. I do want you to roll, just because critical failures are fun.
Strength check.
Pretty okay. Pretty okay. So you don't need to respond to her directly just yet. Oh, you can if you want, but she's not in charge of you. She's not the boss of you.
No,
not my boss.
No one tells me what to do. I'm a
You're not
strong,
my real
independent. You're not my real mom. So my interaction with Curiel first. Are we still like locked, or has this since resolved and we're just kind of, or is it a button mash sequence where we're?
No. I kind of imagine that the lock happened and then ended, and now she's like kind of running around to her troops trying to get them to listen to her, and you're just like harassing her. It doesn't have to be in a lame way, but like it's like it's an argument is coming up, and this is like the first argument of many of how people are going to handle things in this new strange land.
Figured to Jamarkle for the 3 months. Appreciate it, my friend. A gentleman and a scholar. I salute you, sir. Roses, drinks, and chat.
Ophelia, right?
The lawmaker Ophelia, yeah.
Okay. Why, Ophelia, you should see as plainly as I do that she is acting far too soon. You should know, as a smart member of the court, that our best course of action is to let this get us closer to the ruins before we go and ruin our only means of transportation. I do not intend to walk for days on end in this hot sand, in this terrible issued poncho, with this heat and all this other nonsense to boot. I will not have it.
Is your character class a lawyer?
Yeah, right.
I know my rights. Can you please roll me a persuasion check with that? Or if you want to intimidate her, it's up to you how you're owning this.
I will absolutely roll it. No, the result is the same regardless. 11.
Yeah. So she backs off getting handsy with you. Like, clearly that's not going to work, but she's just like, so again, everybody is like rocking, like doing the Star Trek, like shake, like as the ship moves around with the green screen, and everybody's shouting because like there's so much noise. But yeah, so Ophelia, she's just like, this is utter chaos. We need somebody in charge.
Well, I've been trying to tell you I should be in charge all this time. Kirill is not suited to lead us to these new lands.
I'm gonna be grabbing all the crates to make sure they don't break.
Point,
Okay.
My goods!
I think at this point, Shadow will climb back up. He'd started kind of going down to climb along the head of the turtle because he has his cat claws. He has that innate climb speed. He's gonna climb back up, kind of pull his mask off, and be like, "At this point, you people need to stop arguing. If we are going to get anywhere, this thing needs to stop."
Now, I don't trust you kind much, but you're speaking good things right now.
Wow. I don't trust your people much. I'll be honest, I'm a big racist.
People you've seen.
But we did agree to make this trip on new terms, and that we would renegotiate the laws and the whatnots and the what have you. So I say that you are making mighty fine sense to me right now, sir.
Hey, and thank you so much to Mecho King today. It's £10. He says, roll on that Warwick table for a random PC on a 1d5. So I guess on the overlay, if I'm 1, Ghost is 2, Phil's 3, Brandon's 4, and Tex is 5.
Come on, 2.
I'll roll d5. Yeah. There we go, buddy! Rigged.
It's rigged.
Of course he'd roll a 1. That's a classic Will roll.
Yep, right. It's just when you're around. I'll roll a d69. I'll take this one up here in a second. I'll take a look.
Revote.
Thank you, Mako.
Okay.
I'll get up here in just 2 seconds time. But carry on, and I'll tell you. Maybe it's like in the crate something falls out, and I pick it up or something like that.
Wait, I'm sorry, what do I have to decide on this?
So basically, there's an item which is given to me, but you can decide how and when it gets given to me.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll resolve that here in a second.
Sure.
So the tortoise has successfully been driven off course. In fact, you can confirm as much because Kirill doesn't seem nearly as worried about it messing up the ruins, but she still seems committed to sort of stopping this beast at all costs. However, the tortoise continues, and there's another massive step as everybody braces themselves. So I'd like all the players to make a Constitution saving throw. Actually, I'll let you explain to me how you're resisting this tortoise. If you want to do some crazy like backflips or strength checks, any saving throw you see fit to resist a tortoise's earthquake.
I will. I use Constitution actually. Just grit my teeth.
I'll do some dexterity, nimble flipping, acrobatic stuff.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
Jesus, Finnegan. How long for this world?
It's whenever Brandon's around, I just
roll.
cannot roll for shit.
It was not a great roll.
Actually, the army on the whole seems to do pretty well against.
This is completely outside of anything Turtle has experienced or hoped to experience. So yeah, what happened?
Why did I throw away that divination? So let's resolve the army first. So actually, they seem to be doing pretty okay. Everyone, once Kirill was stopped from attacking the tortoise, everyone just sort of hunkered down. If I could get cinematic, as this tortoise does another massive paw into the ground, or foot into the ground. From the doctor's regiment, you see a couple of surgeons just go flying into the air, and by the time they land, they are rolling off of the tortoise's side. The doctor has lost a couple of his assistants, and in fact, Roscoe has Quartermaster Roscoe by the crates has lost a couple of his in the same manner. They just sort of bumble and roll down the back of the tortoise and fall off.
Nice. And thank you so much to Winslow65 for subscribing. A salute to Sir, a gentleman and a scholar. Razors, drinks, and chat for Winslow. Welcome in, my friend. My Warwick table, by the way, is a figurine of Wondrous Power, Silver Raven, which is page 170 on the DMG if you wanted to look it up.
Excellent, yeah. Finnegan, I could kind of see you as being an opportunist. I'm sure that would fall out of the pocket of one of the quartermaster's chefs.
Absolutely.
Looks like he's not going to be using it anytime soon.
I mean, he doesn't know nothing about figurines. I'm a collector of sorts.
And sorry, did it have properties that I was supposed to assign it, or?
Nope. I'll look it up on the compendium.
Yep.
Here.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's yours now, my friend. Congratulations. Okay, let's see.
I am thinking at this point, we have to decide between the equipment and the people.
Yeah, there, as you sort of yelled at into the army, there seems to be a lot of consenting agreements on that, and not before we resolve Will's terrible roll and Turtle's critical failure.
Thanks for reminding me.
I imagine I'm kind of like walking back up the turtle and just looking back at everyone freaking out by the moves that are going on, just like at the top of the crest, kind of like, what the?
Yeah.
I will shout out to everyone. I'll just be like, get over to an edge and get ready to jump. I have a plan. It will be a brief opening.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I think so with Finnegan we have a failure. I think just for the comedic aspect, we're going to say you lose another cigar. And
That's my best one.
He got out and lit another one.
drop it like for
Just falling out from me.
yeah. And Turtle, you were Turtle. You don't suffer any major harm, but you are going to be completely prone, and this is like an eyes closed, like, oh, don't let me be dead, don't let me be dead, don't let me be dead. You're going to be out of commission for a little while, which might cause problem with Shadow's plan here. But let's hear it, Shadow.
Basically, just like I said, I tell everybody get near an edge so you can slide down or jump down, whatever works better for you. There will be a very brief window, approximately 6 seconds, if this works.
I should note that Guilty Spark wants to use his Wild Magic Surge on the turtle, if possible.
Oh. Oh no.
What could go wrong?
Everything.
And don't we have didn't we do a viewer decision about
Yeah,
what's coming up?
I just put it in the straw pot. Sorry, in the Zoom for you. They pass a giant female turtle who sees their turtle transport and attempts to mate. Chat. What are you? What are you? Figure the Harley for following. All right, I'll roll a d10,000 real quick here.
Yeah.
For the turtle. 6116. I'll run to go and find that for you in just a second here. Oh man, yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not.
Soon to be a nice little female turtle joining the party. 6116 target.
Super specific.
Okay, yeah, that's super specific. Target is invisible to lycanthropes while he's bleeding. Wow. Okay.
I suppose.
If anyone's secretly playing a werewolf, then
Yeah, Kirill just like points out into the army. Who can't see the turtle?
Close, not quite. Long tooth. I'm wild hunt.
Oh man.
Oh, wild magic never change. Okay. So, how convinced, in terms of playing this cinematically, how convinced are you player characters with Shadow's plan to jump here?
It's a fucking long way for Finnegan to go as a little gnome. How high up are we?
Let's see. I'd say at least 100 feet above the ground.
Are you crazy, boy? That's a death sentence right there. And whilst I do believe in a death sentence, I don't want it for myself.
You'd rather wait until you are thrown off.
Considering it's me talking, I believe myself wholeheartedly.
Stalker, you raise a good point.
Stalker believes it's himself.
I'm gonna go get near an edge and get ready to jump.
Wait, so isn't Stalker a descendant of lycanthropes? Just putting that out there.
If you really want to go that way, like kind of, but like there's different types of shifters. So there's Longtooth that are werewolf. There's the Razorclaw that are cats, and then Wild Hunt is like it doesn't really say what it is, but
So all Stalker can see right now is just hundreds of copies of himself floating.
You're so handsome.
begins with their heads cut off. Like, and only one of them is making sense at this point, saying "jump off."
Oh goodness! And I want to thank Meko King, donates £10 and says, "Okay, so that was rigged." Stares at Will. Try again. Random PC again. So a D5. All right, same order. So we're looking for one here, boys. Can I rig rolls? Can it happen?
Come on, two.
Oh,
Come on, two.
it's all the way for Tex. Good down.
Rip.
It's a D69 Tex. You can look that up here in a second.
Roll
man.
high.
Yeah.
You want to roll?
I guess, like, to Shadow, I say, is there a way that you're gonna save me if I jump off this bitch? I said that to Shadow.
Wait, so where's the Warwick table?
I make no promises. If you have anything that can help slow your descent, or if you have something you can, if you have something that can break your fall, perhaps the sands will help.
Yeah.
Trust me, they are not as soft as strong as your ground.
And it's not like completely flat land either. You definitely Shadow has some credence. Yeah, has some credence to this plan potentially working because it looks like there's like maybe a bit of a crest on the horizon that could make the drop shorter. And Curiel actually is doing a helmet chin stroke and says, "Yes, if we get underneath, if we get off of the back, perhaps we can maybe trip the tortoise." And she glares at Jandar's humanely to stop it from moving.
I have a question about back in Rygal.
Yes, please.
Were there like oceans and such?
Yes.
And were there like marine like forces at all in that world, or is that not existent as much?
Oh, Marine is in like the military organization?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a water division. Yes.
Okay. Just wondering if that would be at all familiar.
So, Jen would like to use her wild magic on Jandar. Just so we're tracking.
Appreciate you. 10,000, yeah?
Yeah.
9,069. Whilst we resolve that, I'm not sure I'm convinced by Shadow's plan, but because I like to do was saying a second ago, I'm content to roll off and see what happens. So if you want to like insight, like persuasion v insight, I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Or just roll 20 off, whatever you want. I'll insight at any rate.
Yeah, or you guys can talk it out.
I'll roll an 11.
Well, actually, there's not much time for talking.
I guess.
Hey! Gender's on board.
That is, I see. Well, I say, my friend, you were making mighty fine sense just a moment ago, so I do believe I'll get on board with this plan of yours this one time.
Yeah, and oh wow. And while Curiel is like saying like, yeah, this could work, jumping off, like half of the army whips around and is like, all right, is this lady crazy? But the other half is kind of on board. And then that makes the people naysaying sort of get in line. They're like, oh, we should probably trust Curiel. She wants to jump. We should jump. Yeah, the army seems more or less like, oh, maybe this is what we need to do.
Same with Turtle. She's like, if anybody is going to jump, it's going to be me, and she wants to go first.
Okay, I like it. We're gonna do the jump for sure. So, yeah, let's.
With Curiel, I want to do something with her real quick before.
Please.
So she looked at me and indicated that she liked the plan, right?
Right.
So when she turns her back, like to get ready to jump, I want to push her off.
Oh my gosh.
This is Jandar's chance to seize power.
Awesome. Yeah.
I want to
Wow.
push her off.
Yeah. Savage. Did we have a wild magic thing to resolve?
Everybody receives a bucket of chum. Everybody
Within
around.
50
suddenly-
yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great Scotsman for the
Okay,
3 months.
actually-
Well, buddy. Appreciate it.
Was that really what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has a bucket of chum. Everybody within 50 yards.
Well, I'll just dump mine on
You were asking about the Marines. I get it now. Okay.
Right?
All right. Actually, I have a perfect way to resolve this. Okay. So let's have everybody, either through feats of strength or dexterity, or magic if you want, make this jump happen. Yep.
So I was gonna say my. So once it looks like everybody's ready, then I will spring my plan into action.
Oh, excellent.
Which should make the potential jump easier. And I'm going to run over to the turtle's head, like dead center of the head,
Oh boy.
and I'm going to start attacking. And on each hit, I'm going to attempt a stunning strike.
Wow.
This is supposed to make things easier, huh?
Well, if I stun it,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No. Excellent. I like that. Yeah. So go for it.
So
So,
Winslow
first
donated
attack.
£5 for a wild magic surge from me, so I'll roll out and look that up here in a second. Thank you, my friend. And I'm gonna choose the effect apparently because of Templar.
Stuff is popping off.
The Warwick tip is one
D166.
and when I rolled it, again I got a 21, which is dust of sneezing and choking,
Oh, that's
Ooh.
sick.
Oh, that's a helpful one. Yeah.
and I put
It
it
is.
in. I put it in the roll 20 as what that does.
Yeah, I see that. Awesome. Yeah, the dirty secret to that is you just pick up sand. It's like, oh, this will be useful.
That magic item is just everywhere.
Yeah. So that first strike is a hit. It's you can, you know.
So the 5 points of bludgeoning,
Okay.
and I'm spending a key point, so it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Excellent.
DC 14.
Okay.
I imagine that won't be too terribly hard for something this big, but
Yeah, we'll see.
In before that one.
Oh yeah,
It can happen.
that would be amazing.
It falls on all its legs. Oh.
I got
Oh,
a 13.
A 13.
So that's a
Yes!
failure. Yeah, so you're yeah, I kind of see like Shadow is just preparing to like just go 100%, and that first strike just does it. Like it's it's the tortoise is in mid wallowing, and as that strike goes down, you like it's like shutting down a PA system. It's just like so you all feel the tortoise lurch, and as it goes forward, it kind of goes head first into the sand. The next thing that happens is let's have everybody can roll their daring dues however they see fit, whatever check they want to make, with advantage, thanks to Shadow. And Jandar, I'd like to see you push Kiriel off of this tortoise.
Do you want a strength check against her?
Yes, please.
Alright, I will provide you with that roll.
Turtle's shooting magic missile down into the sand to try and make it less solid.
Yes.
Create disruption in the sand.
Awesome. The Magi are losing their mind right now. They are going insane.
Yeah, I was worried about that in the old world, not so much here.
Guys?
Yeah.
Whoa, guys! Oh my god! So, my wild magic surge 9292, nearest town is populated entirely by the undead.
Yes.
Those ruins.
This is
What?
gonna be crazy.
What a GM boon. I love it.
No, Winslow.
Killed all of his NPCs. Well done, sir.
Oh,
Alright.
my goodness.
Jandar. Okay.
I'm gonna do a con to jump off with advantage. So
Is the
17.
Magus jumping off?
Yeah, everybody's jumping.
I'm gonna give the Magus a 5 on its dexterity save as it jumps.
Oh my god.
Wow.
He's been eyeing me, and I want control of the magic community.
This is
Okay.
gonna be good.
We're all kind of scumbags, and we're seizing power in our various departments right now. I like this. This is good.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Honestly, Gifter would not be surprised at all by any of this. If you-
We're just gonna make a cartel.
For dead people, yeah. I'm dead. Okay, it's a shit show. So the tortoise goes down, and let me parse here. Okay, so we have a magic missile. Titus got a 9 in acrobatics.
You said we had
Wait a minute,
advantage,
17.
So
Gotcha.
17.
Okay, 17 from Finnegan actually did something for once, and Turtle's
Nailed
good
it.
too.
Jandar, what was your wild... Brandon, what was Jandar's wild magic surge from Jen?
I think it was the chum for everyone. Yeah.
Oh, the chum for everyone, that's right,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Okay,
coming.
cool.
It's coming.
That's what mine was.
Okay, so it is a shit show. The elephants in the crates are staying put right now. Nobody's trying to make them get off of the tortoise. It's more an idea of like, once we stop this tortoise, we can get them down safely. But all of these citizens are going to be jumping off, and people are doing, they're trying. You're doing that thing where you're on the diving board and timing it and trying to figure out, and then you just completely bite it. You guys are all okay, but Kiriel, in all of her armor, just like sinks, just like completely sends up a sandstorm as she is just buried by her own armor. And I would say that no one would be the wiser that Jandar even accomplished this in all of the confusion. But as you guys descend onto this crest of sand, Chum rains from the sky as a female tortoise's head, slightly larger than the tortoise you're on, reveals itself from the sands. And apparently it was involved in some sort of eating, hibernating ritual underneath the sands. As its mouth flies up and open, all of its lunch rains down on your backs as you, anybody who sees fit to grab a bucket can have indeed a bucket of chum at this point. And you have effectively...
I am soaked in chum.
As a tabaxi, does that smell kind of good to you? Like,
Yeah.
Yes, those are kind of what I did.
So now this stunned ancient male tortoise has just like, it's like two ships crashing in the ocean, pushes up against.
Islands in the sea, that is what we are.
I'm really sorry to say that you guys find yourself in almost the exact same situation on a bigger tortoise.
But now the nearest town is undead and there's chum everywhere.
Yeah, so take your advantages where you can.
Got their scope out looking. Everyone's dead. And like, just screw it. Let's just run right into the ruins. Change of plans.
I'm gonna selfishly ask if the Magus fell into the tortoise's mouth.
It's a Sarlacc pit. It's like you got Boba Fetted into there.
You know what? I am going to absolutely give you that 100% happened. The last anyone sees of Magus Camus is him like trying to flip to a page in a book as he's like going down into the mouth of the tortoise, and he's just like, but no, and then falls inside.
Nice.
And much to the chagrin of his disciples, of all the other magi, are just like, what? No.
With these turtles, I just imagine the Adaman toys from Final Fantasy 15. If any of you have seen that thing.
Yeah, very much so. These are kind of based on the Tarask, but not nearly as deadly. Just so you guys know, and they're super old. So, but that in terms of size and like spiky shell, that's kind of what I was going for. Let's see. As the dust settles, you have your two beasts of burden with all of your supplies on the male tortoise, who is currently unconscious and slammed into the female. And I don't think she's running because I believe the viewer decision was that they're going to mate. So,
yeah, it was.
Wow.
That's not going to happen, obviously, just yet, because they're not. Yeah. So you're standing on the back of a bigger female tortoise. What do you do?
I want to quickly thank Meko King donates £10. Says, and now Wild Magic Surge ×2, please. Whenever you'd like to implement them. Also, fuck random for bits. Just a quick update there, in case you guys are wondering.
Oh man.
Whenever you want to bring in some Wild Magic Surges, we'll do that. Maybe you want to leave it for a minute in order to give us a second.
Some breathing room, yeah. Okay. So I'd like to see. So there's kind of the shock of Shadow's plan worked in theory.
It was fantastic plan.
Yeah.
Flawless execution.
Did he make it over?
Shadow?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the issue here is that I would now say that roughly half, so half of your citizens did not make it onto the back of the female tortoise. And I'll leave it up to the five of you where you wanted to end up. You can say that you sort of, as you realized the female tortoise was rising up, you sort of hopped off and got into the desert proper, or you can stay on her back.
Yeah, as soon as I realize this is another tortoise, I'm running and hopping the fuck off. Ain't no way I'm gonna be on another tortoise.
Yeah, that's true. You guys could motor sort of. You guys could position away from the female, and I mean, gosh, Shadow single-handedly knocked this turtle unconscious. This tortoise is pretty badass.
Right?
Yeah, single hit. Oh my god, I'm One Punch Man.
Oh, the legend begins.
Nice.
Well, shit.
I would jump on.
At least I still got all my stuff. And I like nudge Turtle and say, not the turtle, Phil Turtle.
But just for clarification, these two beasts are tortoises.
Gotcha.
Turtle is turtle.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I say, picked up a extra thing along the way there too, and I show him the figurine of the Silver Raven.
Wow, I'm impressed. What does it do? Is it just
I have
valuable?
no fucking clue, but it's shiny.
Can't you cast Identify?
Yeah, I cast Identify on it as I say that. Okay, looks like inside this thing there's a beast.
So actually useful.
Impressive.
This is a profitable trip already.
Yeah.
Quartermaster Roscoe, the halfling, he walks up to you, like, in on your conversation, like, no decorum, like, just comes up to your conversation. It's like, oh, nice figurine. One of my chefs had one just like it. Huh. And just walks off.
I look knowingly at Finnegan.
I wink. And light another cigar.
Cost of all of our other supplies, which are still walking away. Less impressed.
Right,
Stick
I guess.
around a few minutes. I'm certain the other equipment will come to us.
Oh boy, God, you guys.
much like the chum did, huh?
So to speak.
That's good
Take
chum
another
right
piece of
there,
chum
boy.
off and just
Never look a chum horse in the mouth. That's what we always say.
Turtle, the female turtle. I think I would just like see it as another fun opportunity to jump on another turtle and surf a turtle. So,
Hang
I had
10.
a terrible experience on there. I'm sorry. I would disagree and turn my back at that point.
Cowabunga.
Yeah, so Stalker, the good news is that things are significantly less high stakes now, as this female just seems to have woken up, but she doesn't seem to be rampaging. And indeed, the stupor or like the rage that the male was put into because of the portal, he's unconscious now. While this female is very surprised by the presence of all of you, she's not rampaging blindly. And so, heck, if you wanted to take an opportunity, I mean, you might even be able to interact with this one a little more.
Do you want to, I like say, you try to speak with animal, maybe that thing can understand you. Sometimes I hear that female tortoises are much cleverer than the male counterparts. That sounds like communism to me.
I mean, the last time that I tried talking to the tortoise, it nearly cost everybody their footing. So,
you
think
could
I should, I will, but...
You could say you are a turtle to it, like from turtle to turtle. Try to like, but you're not deceiving because you're being honest.
You think he's you right now, though, right?
I won with the tortoise. The tortoise is me. I won with the tortoise.
Tortoise and tortoise action.
Would I have seen where Curiel fell?
Make a perception check.
You are so.
I will make that for you. That's for...
Oh no, he fell. Nailed it.
Right now.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's a nat one.
Nailed it.
5.
This is gonna go so well.
Yeah, I mean,
You're gonna piss her off.
yeah. My inclination is that she's standing right behind you. So you're doing like the scan, because the reason I had you do a perception is that there's just sand everywhere. Like there's sand. She put up a huge storm with their plate armor, and again, underestimating how fast she can move in that armor. And you know for a fact, that some of her like toadies stood her up, like got under her and like lifted her up so that she could be upright again. And she is behind you. And I will say that at this point, she wants to give you a look that she knows what you did. And her attitude about it right now is like, we're going to talk about this later. But she wants to scare the crap out of you, basically.
We gonna have words, boy. This is awkward.
I guess I'll cast detect thoughts on to try and concentrate on the female turtle's intentions to begin with.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. And I kind of imagine that I sort of imagine Stalker is like on the edge of this female's shell all by himself, and he's like, we're not doing this. Like, come on, guys.
Another one. Like, we
Get
got
down here.
This ain't our first tortoise rodeo.
Welcome to Chopperinggo. Thank you for following, my friend. She's gonna be pissed, this girl.
Yeah, we woke her up.
Right? I was sleeping.
Yeah, is this a horny tortoise? Is that what I'm getting right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh god.
Wow.
Sex tortoise.
Lucky man.
The horniest tortoise.
it starts getting really kinky, and at that point, I break concentration, and I'm like, nope.
Not what I'm here for.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess what I need to know is you guys have a little bit of autonomy now in the sense that things aren't quite so dangerous. You run the risk of getting squashed by a tortoise if you guys are too careless, but how do you want to interact with these tortoises? Do you want to cut and run? You still have the elephants on the back of the male who is unconscious.
Oh, he's fully unconscious?
Oh,
Yeah.
shut her down.
The rage.
I wasn't expecting fully unconscious.
He's unconscious. Fuck this game.
Unplayable. Literally unplayable.
Storms out.
I don't think that it would last for super long. I guess in my mind right now I'm kind of going moment to moment. Like I just want to get a sense of what you guys want to accomplish. So
once things have like calmed down, I'd probably be content to like keep heading towards the ruins if I can like confidently assume which direction that is now that they steered off course and the tornado happened.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so it looks like over your course of traveling, it looks like the tortoises have brought you within a couple miles of the ruins, and so they're distinctly there now. So you can see now that you weren't really sure what to expect about Aram. The scouts have been sending back information about what they found of Aram so far, but that's only for like the very high ups. And you see now that Aram is two things. It's an entire city with a giant castle in the middle. So
City, you say?
So the Aram is massive. It's basically this big city, and it's all run down. It's all completely like wiped out. There's barely any buildings there. It's all sand worn and kind of half buried. And so you can see it a couple miles in the distance. And some of the crafters there, as everyone's kind of like dusting themselves off and like marveling at the fact that this female tortoise is starting to walk around, is like what? How are we gonna get our stuff? We need to get the Orsock, the smith. He's like, we need to get our crates and our beasts of burden.
What happened with those actually?
They are.
Everything
They
like
are still
fallen?
up there.
Yeah, still up there.
Can we get him that tortoise to shove him off his back, maybe? Do us a favor.
I get the feeling that when they do what it is they're going to do, that's going to happen anyways.
Maybe get it
Hold
to
on,
tip
so-
on over.
Yeah, roll over.
Roll over. Come on. Sit.
So it's
Good boy.
Wait, never mind. I do have rope.
Yeah, everybody has rope. Yeah, let me be clear. Everybody is well equipped for this expedition. You guys had, basically like unlimited budget in terms of those crates are mostly full of your belongings, but you guys are certainly welcome to carry along any lengths of good quality materials you want. So,
What are belongings?
Being as I don't need much, I pretty much have everything I need already. So I'm just like, I'm holding no connection to these crates.
Okay.
The joys of being a monk.
I don't need them, but it would be nice to take.
Well,
anything.
that's mine and Turtle's business up there, so we're gonna need to get that shit off.
Hands off the merchandise.
Yeah.
You mind, Turtle, trying to talk to your cousin or whatever the fuck that thing is up there?
I'm not going anywhere near those things.
A lot of the citizens, a lot of the civilians are looking at Shadow and Stalker, and there's kind of an implied understanding. It's like, you guys can talk to animals, right? Tell them what to do.
He's a cat.
I'm just gonna like glare back.
Stalker, any thoughts on this?
What, on 2 mating tortoises and everyone's trying to like get in their way?
Well, maybe if they mate, then it'll shift all the crates off the back. They start having at it, you know?
Well, I say maybe if you let them know that their lovemaking will be much more pleasurable without these crates atop their backs, that might help us get what we need.
I don't imagine I would want to get anywhere near the primal urges of 2 tortoises.
So you're trying to be respectful. You're trying to pull the curtain closed for them so they can.
They have a tire on the doorknob.
We want to see some wild magic rolls while we
let's
sort
do
this
that.
out.
Yeah, let's do.
All right, shall I do some D5s again?
Who are we? Who's it going to?
Let's do the D5s.
There's 2 of them.
And see. So 1 for you, Agosha, and 2 for Tex. Well, second one for Tex. Good luck, gentlemen.
2 rolls, or just 1 roll?
Just a 1 roll, 1 for each. So 7, 7, 5, 9 for Agosha.
Let's see what that is. 7, 7. 9.
Close.
Target's weapon was forged by his descendant years in the future. Damn. So somehow your descendant made this in the future and it's with you now.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You're the doctor.
This just got another layer deeper.
Yeah.
I can work with that. That's cool.
Well, mine will blow up if it inflicts damage. So
5% likely to explode when it inflicts damage.
Nice. Great.
Oh, okay. That's exciting.
Time travel, boys.
Yeah, so essentially, by means of interfering with the male tortoise with your magic portal, you've created sort of this mountain range of tortoise shells. They seem a little calmer now, and in fact, the female is nudging the male, like the face, and and so again, all of this is like earth shaking for you all.
Mm-hmm.
Like as her face like goes down into the sand up against the males, she kind of lets out a concerned moan, and this causes the male to come to, and so
He comes as well.
He's gonna.
Got him.
Stream over.
You set them up, I knock them down.
Yes, that video. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, we're not going to get any better than this. Yeah, I think I'm going to call. What we're going to say here is that the male is rousing back into action, and his shifting is potentially is going to knock off. Like he's going to move in such a way to realign himself that the elephants and all of the crates will fall off of their own accord, and you run into any fallout of that if you guys don't intervene, or you guys can try and do something, because again, this is all kind of happening like in slow motion for you. Like you see this tortoise shell just shifting. Yeah.
Kind of QWERTY flirty for following as well. Welcome to the adventure, gentleman and scholar.
And
Whatever happens, we need to get out of the way.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, the civilians are kind of scrambling. All the citizens are. Some of them are like getting lengths of rope, like maybe, oh, this will do something. Like they're all like doing lengths of rope to another person, assuming that they'll know what to do with it, and it just results in people holding a bunch of rope.
Is there really no one shouting orders at this point?
Yeah, no, it's happening. No, it's definitely happening. So Curiel, so Curiel had this death stare with Jandar. It's like, we're gonna have a talk, and then as soon as she did that, she's duty first, and so her and the lawmaker and the archivist kind of seem to be on top of the craftsmen, like the quartermaster and the smith and the tanner. They seem to be fretting more than anything, like talking about, it's like, we can't lose this, we can't lose that, and they're not being very helpful.
And the mage is still sitting in a circle singing Kumbaya.
Well, I was gonna. Do they actually know how to cast spells?
The Magi, allegedly. Nobody's...
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast suggestion on one or two of them, and urge them as a group to get use their magic. Now is the time. This is a new world, and help get these boxes off. Like, if they know Featherfall, cast Featherfall.
Do a mass ritual. Yeah, awesome.
Whatever they can.
Okay.
So that's second, third level. Yeah.
So suggestion is a saving throw, correct?
If they're opposed to it, I think so. Yeah. Hold on.
So I think the way I'm going to play this is in the chaos.
With save, yeah.
Yeah, in the chaos, they are going to save. It's going to be a disadvantage, though, because they think the spells that you have cast so far were really cool, and since Mage's Camus is nowhere in sight, that they're like, maybe. So let's, yeah, and you just need to do it to. Oh, how many did you say you could target?
I think I can upcast to target 2.
Okay.
But it didn't copy that part. That's not in the SRD.
Okay, that's fine.
Whisper of sweet nothings at this point.
And I mean, all it would take is to talk to a couple, to influence a couple of them to get the rest in line. Yeah, let's check this out. So the first one fails.
The second one is the 17, though.
No. That's
okay.
12.
They both fail then. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do that. Yeah.
I have a 15 spell DC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So not only are they totally on board with your plan, but these guys think you're super cool. Like, wow, she's a real wizard.
Wow.
This is the most I've done magically, though. I'm like, sort of, do this.
Yeah. Yeah. There's an implication here that, like, it's not even magic. It's just Turtle taking the reins, and so Curiel's army is just sort of helplessly gathering, like trying to position, like they're like trying to think, like, can we catch an elephant? I don't know. So in all of that confusion, these 29 remaining magi without Camus sort of form a semicircle around the male turtle, and it's nobody's ever seen this before. Nobody has seen magi in the Rygal government cast a spell, much less a mass ritual. And so there's rumors that it happens, but if it does, it's behind closed doors, because this is like very uncouth to, and like, I think like Curiel's like offended. She's like, what is, and like the lawmaker's just like, no, you cannot do this. Like, this is a huge problem. So people start freaking out, but it doesn't break the Magi's concentration, and Featherfall is the order of the day when 29 mages come together to you guys. We're gonna do like some like flying elephants. Okay. Serenely float down. I will.
Sort of Fantasia.
Yeah, Fantasia-esque. I will say that in the uncertainty of the male tortoise tipping and just the sheer number of things, a lot of these crates are not going to fare super well. Like the top couple of each pallet falls off and into the sand.
Right.
Busts open. One of them you can see is full of rations, and the other one just looks like it has like supplies in it. But you guys have your beast of burden safely on the ground now, and this was crazy. That nobody has ever seen anything like that before, and so there's like still a lot of like, yeah. So
I'll be damned. I didn't even know those Magi could actually do anything. But now I've seen it all.
Under my breath, I'm like, neither did I.
Yeah.
Shit. If I get a Nebulania for falling, welcome to Avenge my friend, gentleman, and a scholar. Yeah, I'm gonna go and immediately take whatever stuff that belongs to me, and even some stuff which probably doesn't belong to me as well.
So Finnegan, you can get away with this. Well, first of all, you're a tiny little gnome with like your blue blockers on, so you can get away with this because it's sort of understood that all of this needs to get to the ruins somehow. And so actually a lot of people see it as like a gesture of goodwill. It's like, oh, look at Finnegan taking charge. Like, we're going to go to the ruins now and bring all of these supplies with us. So people don't really see it as you stuffing your pockets, but it's more like, okay, let's go.
Even though he's totally stuffing his pockets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You guys have, as an army, that was awesome. Really cool. You've got your beast of burden. It takes some number of minutes to get the pallets back in order, but you have a 2-mile day hike in this blistering sun to get to the ruins proper.
Let us go.
Let's be on our way.
So you're all immediately worse for wear now. You're all like so shiny and like just golden after the parade, but now it's just like you're just like covered in chum, sand. You're all sweating.
What more could you ask?
Smells awful. Yeah. Probably smells awful in this desert. And it's you keep getting so as this procession like moves towards the ruins very slowly, as this 200 person like 180 now after casualties moves towards the ruins. People like you get shots of like people like trying to take their hat off and then immediately being like, nope, have to keep it on. Like, we gotta leave this on. This is miserable. I hate this. And as you spy the ruins up ahead, it's pretty clear that the ruins are going to be, even though they are completely wrecked, they're going to offer a decent amount of coverage. You're going to have some sort of indoor spaces, and hopefully that will be a reprieve from the sun. Because all you Darksiders, this is just getting to be too much.
So then,
It's not so bad.
I mean, should I be making perception checks along the way, or just a more passive perception with this as we're walking around, getting closer to the ruins?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's see what you guys can see.
I do not see much.
It's a 20.
Damn.
Jandar's
like on alert right now because like he doesn't want Curiel to jump him. So. Okay. So
yeah, everyone still sounds like stalker to stalker.
Stalker just completed a mass ritual to.
Look, I just got done with my shifting not long ago. I'm a little worse for wear right now.
Yeah.
Senses de-heightened at this point.
Right.
So am I correct in thinking that we do still have another viewer decision to do?
We'll do that
Because
later
we
on.
hit 30 retweets.
Yeah, I think we should do that at another point, really, because I don't want to keep slowing down Will's game. I know he's got plenty of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, well, if it's you know what? If it's a proper viewer decision, Will, why don't we just we'll tie this into the end of the session? But I think what I'd like to do, if this is cool with everybody, is have all of the viewers as citizens, newfound citizens of Aram, decide what the first thing you guys should focus on at the ruins.
Okay.
It's totally up to viewers, but some of my thoughts are like, it's like, do we want to set up a defense perimeter? Do we want to get housing going? Do you want to get the armory stocked?
Find tombs, treasures.
And
Absolutely.
Jandar, Jendar, you notice in the distance. So you guys make it about a mile of just trudging through desert, and about half a mile out from the ruins. So half a mile to you, you see two humanoid figures, very shapeless, both covered from head to toe in black. So we're talking capes, hoods, faces completely wrapped, and as they're not moving very much, but as you move and the sun catches their face in different ways, you get glints of black goggles, like onyx goggles, like reflecting and sort of shining. And you see these two, one is slightly taller than the other. You see these two figures standing outside the ruins, and it looks like they seem to be waiting for you.
So they're like right outside the ruins, so we're like a mile apart.
They are. Yes, that's correct. And I don't want to mislead you guys too much. Everybody recognizes, or at least when people start talking about them, knows who these are. These are the fabled scouts of Rygal. These are the people who have made it possible to get to Aram at this point. This all black outfit is kind of the standard uniform, traveling on the lighted side because they just have this protection. And these are Rygal sends hundreds of these. These scouts are just everywhere, all over the lighted side. Have just been looking for the ruins of Aram. You assume that perhaps these are the two that actually found them. And so you know that they're scouts of Rygal. Beyond that, they are completely shrouded in mystery. It could be like a potato plant, like a sack of potatoes under that cloak. Like you have no idea what race, gender, anything about these figures, and they seem to be standing. And Jendar, you also notice with your perception that Curiel picks up pace when she sees them.
Gotcha. From my background, real quick, would I know that? So they do. Would I know if they do all this traveling and scouting on foot? Like, would they have basically gone halfway around the globe?
That's absolutely correct. This is a very special, specific contingent of the Rygal government. This group of people, they devote their entire lives to figuring out what's going on the lighted side of Thera.
As an officer of the City Watch, would I know any of these details that like the public wouldn't know, or would I not be privy to that, given that I was more of like a local patrol officer?
Yeah, the scouts are very much on a need to know basis, and you can kind of hear like you can kind of hear some of the civilians whispering about the scouts. They're very, very mysterious, and people like immediately start gossiping about them. And it's like, so some are like, I hear that there's nothing under that cloak. They're just all air. And someone else is like, yeah, it's not quite like that. There's spirits. There's spirits inhabiting this world that help us. No. They're just, and like one of them's like, it's 3 gnomes stacked on top of each other in each one. And so just like endless speculation about what the scouts actually are.
Gotcha. I guess I'll try, since we're only like a mile or so apart, as we continue walking, try to like shout out to him like, now who goes there? Who are you? Are you some of our scouts?
Yeah. So as you're moving forward and people are speculating about the scouts and you're getting closer to them, you're getting to your first pieces of like, you see your first cornerstone of a building that once was like maybe some sort of like outer tower of Aram, and so you're actually getting into the city proper. And Jendar, Curiel hears your shout out to them and like goes ahead of you, and she's getting close to a building, so like she takes off her helmet, and she shouts loudly for everybody to hear, and is very angry, and it's like, there are scouts, and they could have given us some warning about those tortoises, and throws her helmet into a building wall, clearly letting out a lot of pent-up anger.
Does she look like she's going to attack them?
No. She actually walks right past them, and as they do, you're not quite sure how to read this gesture, but the scouts just sort of step aside and like hold an arm out, like, they're the ruins, we found them, like, we did it. Like, you're welcome. They don't say anything. Kirill doesn't interact with them. And it's very clear, like, the reason she did that helmet throw was so that she did not, like wrap her hands around someone's throat or, kick someone unduly. So she lets out all of her pent up rage in her helmet by releasing it. So, Titus, did you roll perception?
I did.
Can you tell me why?
I was just gonna try to see, what else I could spot. If there was anything maybe somebody didn't notice around the ruins.
Okay.
Or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, so the scouts are ready to talk. Like they want to sort of debrief everybody from their trip and into this new mission of actually taking care of the ruins. But I think the main thing that you notice, Shadow, is that even though Arum has all of these above ground ruins, broken buildings, and is just like all this broken stuff, it's very clear that even before this side of the planet, even before like when the world rotated, it was still very hot here, and so a lot of Arum is underground. And it's something you notice in the architecture right away, Shadow, that there's lots of just like stairwells down into buildings, tunnels, and so there's a very clear implication that there's a lot of in fact, this is all speculation at this point, but you even get the sense that like the tortoises trampling this above ground structures might not have done that much. It might not have even been that big of a deal because it seems like the majority of the ruins are underground. So, I think at this point, the group, like the army, is able to sort of take a load off. Essentially, it's like there's soldiers here, there's council people, but there's also like civilians, and like this has been an arduous journey. The portal travel was crazy, the tortoises were crazy, and so it's like we need to get set up here, but like Curiel is kind of given the okay to like, if you guys want to take a breather, that's fine. And so people kind of gingerly sort of poke around, and you're welcome to join in on the scouts conversation. You guys can go do whatever you want right now. It's up to you.
I want to have a poke around these ruins, see if there's any good place to set up a base of operations for a little trading post. What do you think, Turtle?
Yes, absolutely. Take a short rest and see if we can't get a better idea of the lay of the land.
Yeah, and so in this act, your friend Larissa, the tiefling bard, and also Quartermaster Roscoe, who the halfling commented on earlier, they both come up, and Larissa's like, I think that's a fine idea. We really need to make sure that morale goes nowhere with this group. Keep spirits high. And Roscoe's like, yeah, we're going to be taking care of filling the larders, but I think getting an economy up and running in this forsaken land is the key to happy longevity.
That's right. I care a lot about that longevity and whatnot.
I think I'd probably want to talk to the scouts. Are they already like engaged in a conversation, or are they just kind of posted up doing their thing?
Yeah, so they sort of seem to have a demeanor of like they need to very specifically talk to Curiel, and Curiel is like trying to cool off still. She and in fact you can see that like she's just walking around, she's pacing around, looking at buildings, kind of like just moving things aside and dusting things off and looking, and it's like, oh, is she cool now? And then someone will come up to her and she'll like bite their head off, figuratively, like just like, go do this, leave me alone. And so the scouts, after they gestured like, here are the ruins, and Kiriel hasn't engaged with them, they're just standing. They still haven't said anything.
Cool. Oh, hello there. Are you the fine scout? I like that. Hello there. Are you the fine scouts that found these ruins first, or are you holding in place of some other folks that found it? How long have y'all been here?
One of them nods very slowly, and the other one says, in kind of a voice that doesn't give you any more information about them, is sounds very, and like it's like muffled, and it's like, yes, we found these ruins.
Now, I understand your trepidation to share more information with me, my friends, but I'll have you know that my name is Jandar, and I am a lieutenant of the city guard. And it is the intention of our government for me to be the chief lawman of this new settlement. Now, see, what you all would have missed being in these ruins for such a long and trying time is that she will be my second in command, you see. I will be the one leading the policing of these parts. If you understand what I'm saying.
Can you
I'm stepping in.
let's get some persuasion going behind that.
Why, absolutely. I should have dumped more into charisma. That's a 6.
You are so charismatic.
Yeah, so Jandar, I think that's kind of the problem here, is that you're talking to a blank slate, like they just are not hearing, and in fact, they just sort of steamroll right over your introduction. Like they let you finish, and there's like a very pregnant, awkward pause.
People like a Kanye West, like, I'm gonna let you finish.
yeah, and they say, okay, let me change the map here so you guys can see. They basically just start unloading their scouting information for you. So let me just. I was gonna do this as a fog of war, but I think this is fine. So they explain to you. They're like, so one of them just holds out a hand and is like. Behind you, and it's like, these are the ruins of Arum. To the east, mountains. And as you look to the east, there is indeed just like a massive red, very red rock mountain range that's dominating the skyline. And they say, to the west, forest, such as it is. And when you look out there, there's just like brambles of trees completely dominating the western edge. And they say the coast to the south, and you came from the desert to the north. And they also mention, they say, we haven't begun divulging the ruins too thoroughly yet. But I think perhaps the most interesting thing we've seen so far is the door.
Oh my! Well, can you tell me any more about this door? Where in fact is this located? Oh.
And turtle. And no. And by the way, they're not like doing this in private conversation with Jandar. They're just sort of explaining. Like, it seems like maybe they got tired of waiting for Curiel, so they're just sort of telling everybody, like, hey, here's life out here. Here's life out in Arum. And so they're giving this lay of the land. So when you ask about the door, they do the very deliberate, slow gesture towards it, and anyone that wants to follow can. And the Magi are definitely interested, and as well as Larissa, the bard, and a good chunk of people want to go see this. Any other thoughts before you actually go see it, or anybody?
No.
Okay. So,
not, and actually just kind of help make put up the defenses for everything. Honestly,
sure, absolutely, and that is something. I think the first order of that is that figuring out what the heck is and is not in the crates anymore. So there's like all these like checklists and boxes and people sorting things, like putting like things together in a pile somewhere on like an old stone floor. So those of you who go to see the door descend immediately. Like there's this huge staircase going underground, everything is just ancient, and it's clear that the scouts have put torches in here so as to keep it lit. And they take you up to this huge, like, prison-style gate, like the barred gate, and they get to it, and one of them is like, this is not the door. And they open it, and it opens without trouble. And then behind that is a sealed into the rock face, like the natural terrain, is this door covered in runes. And they're not lit or anything. It's just this massive door. And they point at it, and one of them says, "They haven't been able to get it open."
I look at Finnegan and I say, "Do you want to do it, or you want me to see if this is magic?"
I'll take a look.
What
here.
magic, rather?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to it and gonna place my hand on the runes. Does anything immediately happen?
No.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna cast a detect magic.
Okay.
So.
Oh, right.
rolling,
Detect magic
right,
just
yeah.
fires off. Yeah, sorry. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, I went to look for it as well.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I do need you to do. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Shit. Ooh. 19. Finally, a good fucking roll. Jeez.
So Finnegan, I feel like for you, you go for the detect magic, and it's first of all, this place is brimming with magic, and it stops at the door, almost like the door is keeping the magic in. And this shakes you to your core. But I would say, especially since you passed the saving throw, to you it's just like opportunities on the other side.
Yeah.
We got to get in there.
Yeah. That is interesting. Well, it seems like this here door is indeed acting just like many doors do, keeping things in and out, by which I mean, in this case, magic.
There's magic in them there hills.
And them there hinges of that door. Yeah.
I didn't realize how southern U.S. this campaign was going to be, but I'm all for it. I being from Texas myself, I support this 100%.
It was absolutely unplanned.
Yeah.
No, it's working. It's working.
It's working for me.
Yeah.
So how do we propose to get this door open?
I don't know about opening it, but if we take a short rest, I can see what's behind it.
Let's do
How
that.
can you do this?
Take a short rest.
It's magic, boy.
Magic?
I'm magic.
I'm magic.
I don't know how to explain it. I learned the spell, and
It's just let him do her thing, okay?
The 29 magi are behind Turtle, and like, do you need anything? Is there anything we can
they
get you?
came.
Let's follow.
Is there anything we can get you? Can we get you to prepare?
Can I get you a glass of water? Anything?
Can they? I would like to know what their capabilities are, if I may, because I'd like them to cast clairvoyance behind this door, which is what I was going to do,
Nice.
Good plan.
to get an idea of what is awaiting us.
Right. So they look sheepishly at you and at each other, and they're like, "We're quite exhausted."
Yeah, myself included.
Yeah. Maybe, and they look like they're letting you down so hard. They're like,
Oh man.
maybe in the morning, like after we wake up.
I'm gonna guilt trip them so bad.
This poor guy is so bad.
In the morning. I was thinking later today, but okay, in the morning.
I mean, I guess we can wait all that time.
You do know there is no morning here.
Yeah.
I scoff.
He's all sad.
Of course, you're right, Turtle. All we were meaning was that perhaps the lawmaker Ophelia had tasks for us, and we just weren't sure if maybe we had other duties to fulfill.
Can I give persuasion as I say, I give you your tasks?
Yeah, please. You can do it at advantage. You're basically like a golden god to them.
Awesome. Advantage. Don't know how to do this on this sheet. I'm just gonna roll twice.
Yeah, it should do it for you. Yeah, you just need to do it once because it was a 4 and a 16.
Okay.
So yeah, 16. Yeah. They look at each other and like a couple of them. You hear one of them go like, "Where's Camus?" And but they're like, "No,
this is
yeah,
new
that
Camus.
makes sense." Yeah. They're like, "No, that makes sense. You're the Magus." Yeah, okay.
I smirk at Finnegan and yeah.
All Finnegan
Pretend
sees.
to look at the door further, like I know what I'm looking at, but I totally don't.
All Finnegan sees is child labor. Excellent. That's great. This would be great for the sweatshop.
So, did we end up with the viewer decision?
Yeah, let's go check what the winner was. Looks like the viewer decision was for clearing out the ruins of the undead, right? See if that one. Yep. To clear out the ruins of any undead. So if they're undead around, or maybe it's the scout. I don't know.
Yeah, hard to say. So it is going to be some time before the clairvoyance happens, because there's that metric of resting. I know Finnegan also, you did say, it's kind of free reign here. People are looking, like sort of scoping out buildings and seeing what might be a good option for them. You have kind of your thing where like the tanner is looking for a place far away from everybody else. It smells so bad. And also the tanner wants to be very far away from the dwarf since he smells so bad. And Orsock the smith is kind of looking for a spot to have sort of like an open air area to get his forge set up. What are you interested in, Finnegan, in terms of setting up shop?
Well, just a nice little ruined building. Maybe I can set up a little tent over the top and sell my very reasonably priced wares at an extortionate rate over here. A lot of people need water. If there's like a well in town, then Finnegan's totally gonna jump on that well and claim all of the water as his own.
Yeah, awesome. There is definitely dare you say it, there's kind of like a market square area. It's at least what it used to be. It's not that anymore. The well is all but dry. You wonder if perhaps there's a way to make that not the case anymore.
Finnegan Square, we'll call it.
Yeah.
He like points at different buildings and starts naming them differently.
Doing like the hands in the sky.
Yeah.
A sign here.
He's like a city planner right now. But yeah, if he can find like a that well, he might go and have an explore, see if there's anything that he can do to, get those magi guys to like dig below the well for some water or something. You go full oil baron on it.
Pulses on them hands.
Yeah, you guys are just grasping for lackeys, like anybody you can like put under your thumb, and the magi end up being it.
Hey, you tortoise, over here.
I think meanwhile I'm just gonna kind of like investigate this door, see if I can figure out maybe any physical kind of way to get it open. Whatever that may look like.
Yeah, are you just gonna like jump on it with your cat paws, just like hit it?
I suppose that'd be one thing I would try.
I'm not above that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I wonder if in your monk order, do you feel like approaching sort of like a relic like this? Do you think there's some way that you would approach it to get a feel for it? I mean, I'm open to how you want to investigate this. But,
I guess the first thing I would do is kind of walk over and kind of look at it, get a lay of like what the door looks like, the rooms, see if maybe anything looks familiar to me, and then after that, I might just kind of like sit and meditate with it.
Awesome.
Fuck you,
see if I can get in tune with it at all.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, unless okay, so first of all, the door is again, it's completely built into natural terrain. So it's kind of seamless in the sense that like it's once the frame of the door ends, it's just like pure like hard rock. And I kind of like the idea of meditating. Almost feels to me like, even though it's not a person, you could kind of do like an insight or maybe a religion check to sort of understand how you're supposed to feel about this door, essentially.
Continue to fuck yourself.
I'm pretty decent at insight. Let's do that. All right, let's go.
I think the insight here. Oh my gosh!
I'm with the door.
How's about that?
And so again, I'm well aware. I played D&D for a long time. I know insight is about reading people. But I will say in this situation, it's you kind of reading yourself. It's like, how do I feel about this door? Yeah.
What are my feelings about this door?
Self-reflection.
Why am I so attracted to this door?
I just start hovering while I'm sitting there meditating.
The door?
Go like full Zenyatta.
You lay chum at the bottom of the door. The threshold. It's like, I got it. This is for you.
I lay an offering of chum.
So, yeah, so the nicest thing about this is that you're uninterrupted as people are like kind of resting up and very interested in the rest of the ruins. You have like a decent hour to really just reflect on your journey here. And what you saw. And first of all, these runes are completely alien, completely foreign, and like even as you think about it or sort of search history, it's not something that you can recognize. That being said, as you meditate at the door, you sort of have an out-of-body experience. And you see yourself float beyond the threshold of the door, and the first thing that you see is blackness, and then you see 10 people, 10 humanoid figures. They look kind of old and ancient. Actually, a couple of them are Tabaxi, and it's sort of mixed races. It's not any one dominant one, and they all are wearing around their neck this crystal that looks very much like the crystal that you have on your weapon. We discussed that, right? Because the weapon from your future self has like a implement on it.
Wow,
I hope
Lee,
so.
Lee with a huge fucking bitch here. Thank you, Lee. Bring it out big.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
I think that was Tex's weapon.
Yeah.
From the future? I thought that was
No. My weapon was from the future. His was the exploding chance one.
Yeah, no, I know. So your weapon from the future. Didn't we discuss didn't you say it was ornamented or something like that?
No, that was.
I got a piece of crystal. I see.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
All right. What weapons do you have? Is it just fists?
I have 6 daggers that I kind of keep strapped along my chest there. I've got several darts that I keep hidden, and I have a short bow.
Okay. Well, since I already went for this, let's just say that the crystals they wear around their chest are in the exact same shape of your dagger blades, and I kind of imagine your dagger blades. They're Tabaxi, right? Like they're kind of foreign, and so that's all of this is very hazy. It's very dark and hazy, and that's the takeaway you get. Like, it's these 10 crystals, each around each of their necks, in a dagger shape, are shining at you, and it actually gets so bright that it pulls you out of your trance, and then you're back outside the door.
Oh wow! Mm.
Okay.
Closing the door. Like, I'm like looking around, looking for these other minions that I know are wearing really weird clothes, and no idea where they all are.
Oh, the other scouts?
No, because I think everyone looks like me. So
Oh, shit.
in the party is like wearing these other clothes. I have no idea where I am and what I'm doing.
Oh, Stalker's having a hell of a day.
I'm looking over the scout reports, getting an idea of the surroundings.
A
Although I'm
resplendent
adept with nature,
offering.
this is new nature for me.
Holy moly. Mo, I believe, just donated £25. He says, hiya! Hey Mo, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for the donation. Let me know what you want to happen here. Good lord.
What is a ninja's favorite drink? Water.
Oh no.
Wow.
So, yeah, poor Stalker. Man, he's having a bad day.
I don't know for magic, man. This is like ruins and stuff. How about this? Is there? So I'm guessing there's enough provisions or something. But I would probably want to get a lay of the land a little bit. Maybe do a little perimeter check.
Yep.
Is there anything you'd like me to roll or anything that I might come across?
So you don't need to roll if you're going to take your time and do a perimeter check. I will come back to what that is in just a second, as the 29 Magi sheepishly walk up to Turtle and say, "We're ready." If you are, that is. We didn't want to interrupt. Sorry.
Guilt
Yes.
trip for real, man.
Of course. Go ahead.
When, and when they do approach the door, I'm just going to tell them what happened with my experience.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. All right.
Save you some trouble.
Let me tell you a story about a door. Also, Mo wants to use his donation for Wild Magic Searches for everyone. So everyone gets to roll
Oh snap!
a D10K.
Stop
Of course.
listening to Ishmael.
It's a terrible idea.
So many wild magics.
Let me tell you a story about a door and then everything explodes. I guess look up your... Good one.
Yeah, well, I'm just wondering. So clairvoyance is the idea that you could sort of cast it in good faith that it would end up on the other side of the door?
Yeah. So I would send it. I'll put the text up for you.
I'm reading it. Yeah, no, I'm reading it right now, but I'm just... so what I'll say is that since you're doing it in a ritual with 29 other spellcasters, you can have seeing and hearing. You don't need to choose between the two, so you can...
Okay, and I'm definitely leading them. Like, this is
yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
And yeah. So is it what he described? Is it these 10 or so beings on the other side? Or
Yeah.
is that
So,
in the future?
so Turtle, as you endeavor in this, first of all, the same like kind of constitution check that Finnegan made earlier, like just using magic around this door is really weird. And in concert, in ritual with your other magi, you're able to handle it, but it feels really like almost kind of icky, sort of slimy. It starts to feel really intense, and it's complete blackness in here. And so, sorry to say that all you see is blackness, but the hearing that you all get in concert is the moans of undead, wailing corpses, and the blackness in front of you is sort of, you see something moving, sort of like crawling in the distance, and as you see these corpses, I want to flash back over the camera to Stalker, and something very undead pops out of the sand a little ways in front of you, Stalker, and begins to make its way towards you.
Alright.
And
As the ritual breaks, I sort of shudder, and I draw my dagger, and I go to cut my throat.
Ooh.
wow, okay. I would love to leave that as a cliffhanger for the next episode.
Yeah. I mean, that's good.
That's so good.
That wild magic, though.
What's going on?
Oh yeah, let's look at the wild magic real quick, and then
Yes,
we can
please.
go on
That
that
is
note.
my wild magic.
That is his wild magic.
Fuck.
Target asserts that they are going to die if they don't cut their own throat.
Oh my god.
Mine was my spellbook contains pages and pages of idle gossip, which I like. Works for me.
That is accurate.
That's so on point.
I love it.
Brandon, what did you get?
35
Got
was Brandon.
some subterranean race annexes the caster's home.
I love that one so much.
So, goodbye.
Meanwhile, at home,
Yeah, no, this is on Rigel and Jandar. This is like at home. It's like, oh, my house. I left the stove on.
Fuck, let it go.
He gets a letter. somehow,
Yeah.
Like a pigeon
As
comes.
we go through the portal, I'm like, shit, is the kitchen gone?
Oh man.
I got if Castor is wearing a magic ring, that hand sprouts feathers. I'm not wearing a magic ring, so I'm a-okay.
And Tex, what did you get?
Mine is oh, I put it in D20. Where'd it go? It was oh yeah, I assert that I will die if I touch a magic item.
Good.
I can't touch that. I'm a die.
So,
That's not bad for a spellless ranger. It's kind
or
of-
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
but like use
Like
in
a-
general, any using of magic items, and I think I'm gonna die. So
All right.
ixnay on the magic magic
Yeah.
man.
Wow. Awesome. So Turtle cuts her throat, and then I guess we cut for tonight's
Yeah,
episode. Yeah. Wow.
The siege on a sealed door by undead. Stalker alone in the desert sees another
Yeah.
undead.
Fuck. Awesome, awesome. Well, we're going to wrap up today's first episode of Into the Light. There was a lot of light, to be fair, but a lot of bad, dark things happening as well, particularly at the end there.
Oh, just real quick in the distance. In the distance, the
Yeah.
sounds of turtles, tortoises.
Mating. Oh my god.
That's so creepy.
Yeah. It's so well done. It's
Titus is way too good at that.
you got a soundboard over there,
Circle
buddy?
of followers, yeah.
Yeah. God.
I just
Well-
remember when it came out, it was huge.
Yeah.
That's out of context, but
My god. Well, yes, on that bombshell, it's time to wrap up Into the Light, but stick around for our new season of Storm King's Thunder happening in just a few minutes' time, so don't go anywhere. We've got a whole new cast crew in for another adventure starting here in just a few seconds, but if you did enjoy today's show, let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear some feedback from you guys if you liked this show and looking forward to seeing more. And of course, if you missed any, you can find it on YouTube and the same time next week, every week for next like 7 or 8 weeks. So stick around for more Into the Light. Yeah, I didn't mean for a deaf Mo. This is all on you, buddy. This is all on you. If you didn't enjoy the show, hit that follow button and join us. Here's on my social media, of course. But let's go around and the cast and crew. Did you enjoy today's show? And of course, where can we find you guys online? Let's whip around, starting with Will.
That was just a thrill. And I want to emphasize that this is indeed, I would love to hear some feedback. This is a new territory for me. D&D has always been played behind my own doors, and so I love being online and having the chance to perform. And this is a custom homebrew world, and I know, not everybody's perfect, so anything you'd like to see. Also, something in the future, I want to incorporate the player characters. I'm really big on you guys sort of remembering things from your past about what your life was like before this, and so we can kind of world build in that sense as well. So if there's anything you want to see, including like doubling my planned amount of tortoises, this was an absolute blast. I knew we were hitting on something pretty special when people were putting in their character concepts before we even got started today. I knew it was going to be good. So this was amazing. I couldn't have asked for better results, and I am online on Twitter. I'm W Seegers, and you can find all my other links there. And I'll be here every Wednesday going into the light.
Into the Light, absolutely. And let's hear from Tex.
TD Tex. That is how you say it. For everyone that's wondering, it is Tiggity Tex. Texas fine asshole, whatever you want to call me. You can find me on Twitter, Tiggity Tex. I also am trying to kind of kick into gear more streaming. You can usually find me on some of the like friends from like Wrath Faction and Kira Blaze and Skagith. You oftentimes will find me on Skagith late at night talking with him about.
We'll find you on Skagith. Wow. I never knew.
Late at night on top.
Damn it!
Captain Pride.
Yeah. So lately I've been hanging out with Skagith and crew late at night talking Dungeons and Dragons games and doing some homebrew creations with him. So
Nice.
Absolutely. Yes, as Skagith would say, "Oh baby." Brandon, same questions for you, my man.
Oh man.
Also, fuck you another 2 or 3 times, just in case.
Get that in there. Just get it out.
We can Skype about it later, bud.
Sure.
I am
Chat
Brandon,
bait.
also John. God damn it. John Wondernickus in chat, and on Twitter, I'll drop the link. On Twitch, periodically, still working on getting a schedule down. Like I said at the beginning, this is my first time in a realm other than Forgotten Realms, and man, how much fun was this? I am really excited. Really enjoyed your work, William, in the world, and also loving the party. I can't wait to get the cartel started.
Yes. Me either.
We are gonna take over the world, Narcos style. And I'm excited.
Oh yeah. Phil, same questions.
Oh, I was so worried about role-playing this character because this is based on a character from a novel that I read, and I wanted to do her justice, and this is just amazing. I'm on social media here and here and here in chat. Thank you guys so much for having me. This was wonderful. I'm going to buy a tablet and try and stream from the road. I'm going to
Nice.
Mexico next week
Oh wow.
for filming, so I
Ooh.
may or may not. I'll see. I'll bring all my equipment and everything, but
Yeah. Nice.
I love Turtle. I foresee Turtle divining that you perhaps can't be there sometimes. It's like, I'm
occasionally.
Turtle's gonna be busy.
Perhaps it's best if I'm not here today.
Yeah, right. You don't want me near this.
Or it takes the entire session if I can't come for the 29 Magi to res me or something.
Yeah. Takes a while.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Oh man.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Beautiful. Hagosha, yourself.
Hey, Hagosha here. Hagosha in chat and Real Hagosha on Twitter. I just want to pimp out my Sanctifying Shadow homebrew class. It's on the DM's Guild there, and I need people to play test it around level 17 because there was a point brought up that that feature might be too strong. So I'm looking kind of for some feedback on that. See how it compares to other classes there. But otherwise, I really enjoyed this. Oh man, this is a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to diving into these ruins and seeing how this all goes.
Absolutely. I just realized how good the Sanctifying Shadow would be in the world of light. It's just
Right?
Yes.
Dude, that is absolutely something I'm aware of, because Agosha, I was looking at the Sanctifying Shadow class. I know you're looking for people to playtest it. I would probably use it in more of a role-playing sense, but
Yeah,
Sanctifying Shadow is on my radar.
Awesome.
I want to get it.
that's
absolutely.
super exciting.
Well, you guys will see this crew next week, but stick around for Storm King's Thunder happening in just a few minutes' time here. But thank you to Will again for the wonderful game and for all the players coming along and making it so much fun. And we'll see you guys next week, if not sooner. But until then, guys, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be here laughing when you do. Farewell, crew, and one last fucking random. Bye, everyone.